So on a major chapter coming up, I'm gonna break down the whole time frame of when I first got knowledge of self and what I had to go through to learn those lessons. You understand? And become those lessons. I'm gonna break it all down. But in order for me to do that, I have to tell a story of Camp Gabriel. So boom, basically around 1995, right? Finally, I'm like 18 years old. Y'all happy? I'm not 17, I'm like 18 now. You heard? They pack me up. They tell me I'm going to this spot called Camp Gabriel. So I'm like, yes, this is right before I go to the board. Matter of fact, this was like maybe 8 months before I saw my first board. So I had like 2 years and 4 months in or something like that, right? So I probably was like 19 or maybe about to be 19, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to a camp, it's a wrap. They gonna let me go home. Know what I mean? Cause in a camp, you got a way higher possibility of making a parole board. Because in a camp, it's a minimum classification jail. Therefore, people that are there are people that are just about to go home. What I didn't know was, now that Pataki was in office, Pataki wasn't feeling the whole concept of minimum security jails started to fade away. The minimum started turning into mediums because it was too many violent offenders being incarcerated. Now, it used to be a war on drugs. Now it was a war on violent offenders. 93, 94, 95. It was a war on violent crime and violent offenders. So now the state was becoming packed. A lot of drug crime dudes who just 2-3 years ago was getting 1,000 years for crack. Now they was slipping out the door, and anything with a violent crime or anything like that was getting hit at the board, given mad time and all of that. So now the whole state was filling up with violent offenders. All of this is political science. Like, people say, oh, you made your decision, you made your choice in life. But really, those choices were made based on circumstance. You understand what I'm saying? And that circumstance came from laws and policies and things that were enforced. So basically, violent crimes was filling up the penitentiary. And now with so many violent offenders, a lot of those minimums, they didn't have too much of a use. You understand? So they started housing medium security prisoners. Like, at one time, you wouldn't go to a medium if you had 8 or 9 years left to your board. But now, they were sending dudes to mediums with 8 or 9 years left to the board. It used to be you had to, 3, 4 years, 5 years to your board max. But now they sending dudes with 10, 9, 8 years to their board. And when you got that much... And when you got that much time left to do, you're not chilling. You understand what I'm saying? So they was making mistakes by doing that. So Camp Gabriel, like I said, I'm thinking I'm going to a minimum classification jail that's gonna be cool and lenient and let me go and shit like that. But what I did not know was that Camp Gabriel was getting filled up with a bunch of violent offenders and a bunch of dudes who still had, 3 or 4 years left to their board, but they was violent offenders. You understand? So the jail was not used to housing these type of people. The jail was used to housing dudes that's going home in a year that got a light drug case or something light. You feel what I'm saying? They wasn't used to housing violent criminals like that. I'm in Brooklyn, by the way. You heard? But like, yeah, so boom. They wasn't used to housing them violent offenders. So now they send me to Camp Gabriel. I'm hyped. I'm like, yes, I'm about to go home, bro. I'm gonna go to this board, my first board after my first 3 years, and these dudes gonna cut me loose. They know what it is. You feel me? So they ship me to Gabriel. I pop up with Camp Gabriel. And this jail is literally in the middle of the damn woods. It's like they cut out a section of the woods. You heard? It's like they cut out a section of the woods and just put a jail in the middle of it. So ain't nobody from the city even trying to think about escaping, because if you run out the jail, you in the middle of the woods. So good luck. You feel what I'm saying? So the jail is bugged out because the jail got some dorms, like some like regular dorms that look like standard medium security type of dorms, and then they got like buildings, like I told you Oneida had, like a whole building feel type vibe, right? So the first place they sent me to was a spot called 18 building, right? Building 18. Noisy on Atlantic Avenue, man. I gotta go on the back block, you heard? Can't hear nothing on Atlantic. I thought because it was Sunday it'd be a little bit quiet and all that. So yeah, man. So boom, they send me to this building, building 18, right? Know what I mean? So I come in the building, I'm chilling. I'm still a young ass dude, you heard? I come into the building. They send me to I think it was a 6 or 8 man room. Some double bunks, some regular beds. I got lucky and caught a regular bed. You heard? So, you know, I get in there, I put my property down. You know what I mean? At the time, I was reading this book called Down These Mean Streets by P. Ree Thomas. One of the greatest books ever written. If you never read that book, you really need to read it, especially if you're a Puerto Rican dude. You heard? So I was reading this book, right? Chilling, I'm chilling. Know what I mean? I'm just getting into the jail. I'm seeing what's popping. I'm chopping it up with a couple of dudes here and there. Know what I mean? I let dudes know where I'm from. Know what I mean? Dudes know I'm from the Ville. So dudes tell me, they like, yo. So somebody was like, oh, you from Brownsville? He was like, yeah, there's a few of y'all in here. I said, Joe, matter of fact, there's a kid in this dorm that's from Brownsville. You heard? I'm like, oh, word? For the sake of the story, we'll just call him you. Right? So boom. So he like, yeah, man, you was in here. He from the Ville, you heard? So eventually you pops up in my room. Son, a smooth ass nigga. He guard body and he from the Ville. So son like, yo, what up, son? You from the Ville? So I'm like, yeah, I'm from Howard. He like, oh, word, I'm from Van Dyke. What's up? Know what I mean? So me and son start polying. Son the smoothest nigga in the world. Son move straight militant, and son is a godly, and son carry himself real godly. Know what I mean? Cause son is G-O-D. You heard? Son stupid brolic too. On the low, he just don't even, people don't even be knowing. Like son used to be having the baggy greens on. You won't even know until it's too late. Son was a professional bodybuilder in the streets. So son whole shit was crazy. Cut up on the next level. I'm talking about next level professional bodybuilding type status. Son shit was crazy. You feel me? But you wouldn't know if you ain't know. So boom. I'm polying with son already. I'm polying with son. You know what I mean? Like I said, son smooth. He said, yo, come across the hall to the 2-man room, you heard? We in the 2-man room, the peoples. Come on, son, you peoples. You feel me? So I'm like, all right, bet. All right, I gotta get off noisy ass Atlantic Avenue. So I'm coming up on Carlton right now, man. I'm about to make this right and get off Atlantic Avenue because I thought because it was Sunday, I might be able to get away with this, but it's just too noisy. Shout out to the Terms, bro. One of the best hood series in the game. Brooklyn hood series in the game. The Terms, you heard? Shout out to the bros. A series filth in Atlantic terminals. You heard? If you never watched it, go watch it. It's called The Terms. Fire. Brooklyn shit. I'm like, yo. I'm like, you see? They got me in a camp. I'm already meeting laid back, smooth individuals that's just chilling. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, this gonna be a cakewalk, baby. Know what I mean? It's gonna be a nice little jail. I'm gonna mind my business, see my board, and go home. You heard? This is what I was thinking, not knowing. We go across the hall to the 2-man room across the hall. Now Camp Gabriel In the buildings, it's nothing but rooms. In the dorms, it's double bunks, bunk beds, stuff like that. So people don't be wanting to go to the dorms. Everybody be wanting to stay in the buildings where it's sweet. You feel me? The 2-man room was super exclusive. It's just you and another dude in there, big ass room. Y'all got closets, windows. Like, it was sweet. Boom, we come in the 2-man room, you heard? I come in the 2-man room. It's another cat that son be with. For the sake of the show, we're gonna call him Lee. We'll just call him Lee. And son is from Harlem. And he like in the 40s in Harlem. Or something like that. You know, it's different in Harlem. Like, Harlem is known for getting money, but them dudes that be in the 40s, 40th and 41st and 39th and all of that, them dudes be a little different. Like, in the penitentiary, they always be on some other type of vibes, you heard? Now, I mean, the kid Lee from Harlem is up in there. We go up in there. Now, I mean, you was like, yo, son, it's my man Lee, you heard? He from Harlem, this the peoples, this team. Like, dudes is just straight treating me like straight family and team. Soon as I come through the door, these is Brownsville vibes, you heard? Soon as I come through the door, I'm getting that type of love. Boom, after I got introduced to son from Harlem, I look, and it's some other dude laying on the bed, you heard? So I'm like, and son is laying on his stomach, and son looking like he roughed up. I see some blood and some swollen faces and things of that nature. So I'm like, who's that? So the nigga he like, who, this right here? And he walks over to the kid that's laying on the bed. He like, who, this right here? Nigga just punched that nigga in his face crazy. Bang! Bang! This nigga right here, he a rat. And he on punishment right now. But fuck him. Let's go with you, son. The jail you just came from. Nigga just started making regular conversation like he ain't have a nigga held hostage in the room just getting smashed out anytime a nigga felt like smashing him out. Niggas made this nigga, real talk, niggas called the count and made this nigga go to his room and hide from the police his lumps and bleeding and bruises. And then after the count was cleared, that nigga had to come back to the 2-man room and lay in that bed until given further orders. You heard? Niggas was holding this nigga hostage, my nigga. Police ain't know what was going on. All the police in the jail is old ass white men that are retired. It's only like 3 or 4 young police in the entire jail. This used to be a minimum camp. Now they're housing violent criminals from violent hoods in the city, and they don't know what they're doing. You heard? They have no idea what they're getting themselves into. Now I'm like, I thought this was a camp. I thought this was a minimum. This is the first time I saw a nigga being held hostage in any jail I ever was in. This is deep. So boom, the nigga starts putting me on to the particulars of the jail. He like, look, son, it ain't too many of us in here from the Ville, but I'm putting together a team. Nigga said right now, the whole jail is being ran by Long Island niggas. You heard? The Muslims run the jail, but the imam of the Muslim, the leader of the Muslims, is a nigga from Long Island. And this nigga is like Saddam Hussein. You heard? This nigga is like Saddam Hussein of the jail Muslim world. He like, yo, listen. The Muslims ran it, but all of the Muslims was from Long Island, mostly. It was a handful of Muslims that wasn't from Long Island, and one of them was from Brooklyn, and he was on our team. You heard? So he was basically a liaison between the teams. So boom, Son starts breaking it down to me. He like, yo, look. The Muslims run the jail, but most of them is from Long Island. And then the other niggas from Long Island that's not Muslim, they in cahoots with the Long Island Muslim niggas. So basically, Long Island is running the whole spot, and them niggas is extorting everything. The barbershop, commissary, anything coming in from outside clearance, drugs, them niggas got their hand in everything. The Muslims. And this nigga who's running the Muslims, he's a fucking mastermind. You hear me? He's a mastermind and he's a master influencer. And anything he says, these niggas will do. If he tell these niggas to kill police in this fucking jail, them niggas will kill police. Remember, I'm mad young. These niggas is older than me. All of this shit is pretty new to me. But the nigga you was like, listen, I'm not gonna be in this jail while Long Island niggas is running this shit and basically oppressing this shit. Like, I'm telling you, Long Island niggas had this jail so under siege that you had to be careful how you talk to a Long Island nigga, because if you get in a beef with one of them, they was like 50 deep. You heard? Long Island niggas like Bill Blass. And this was a long time ago, almost 30 years ago, man. So, I mean, I forget certain names, but AJ, if I can remember correctly, from Roosevelt. Correct me if I'm wrong. But all type of very well-known niggas from Long Island was in the jail. And basically, they had that shit under siege, you heard? But you was new in the jail. And you wasn't trying to hear being in that jail. And he not running shit. You heard? He just couldn't sit still. He's like, these Muslim niggas and these Long Island niggas think they the only niggas with an extortion game. He said, I'm about to put it down. You heard? There I was in that two-man room, sitting there with some super goons, holding a nigga hostage in the room, beating his face in because he ratted about something. And this is supposed to be a minimum security jail or a camp. But this was no camp, baby. This was different. This was Camp Gabriel. And some of the stuff I seen in this jail, I ain't seen nowhere else in the world. You know what I mean? So, y'all stay tuned. This is a real situation. So, let me give you some more details about this dude who was the leader of the Muslims, you heard? For the sake of the story, I know I said Saddam, but let's just call this dude Bin Laden, right? We gonna call this dude Bin Laden. Because that's how hype he had the Muslims, you heard? So boom. The Bin Laden kid, I could honestly say I never even heard the dude speak. I may have seen him with his mouth moving or something like that, but I never really heard the dude speak because the dude wasn't much of a talker at all. You understand? From my observations, he was a highly intelligent dude that somehow found himself in a leadership position and the power got out of control. I don't know what the dude was doing in the streets. I don't know how he became the imam of the Muslims, but I'm pretty sure it has something to do with son was a swift dude and a sharp type of dude, you heard? And he was a militant type of dude, and he was a big, damn near 7 foot tall type of dude, you heard? Slim, tall as hell, nigga. He had these Muslims game. They had an army, and they had a reputation of putting in that work, right? So check it, one day I'm sitting in the mess hall, right? I'm gonna get back to my nigga you and all of that stuff in a little while, you heard? But this is during the time when I'm analyzing the Muslim dudes and this Muslim leader dude that we gonna call Bin Laden, right? So I'm in the mess hall one day. I'm eating food, I'm minding my business. So at this time, I know what time it is with Camp Gabriel. I know Camp Gabriel is the type of place that something bad will happen to you. When I first got to the jail, a nigga told me, yo, you see that kid right there? He got a gun. I said, so what? I mean, I got a gun. Everybody in here probably got a gun. He said, nah. I mean, he got a gun. So I was like, what? He said, yo, that nigga found a 38 special under his locker. and he don't know what to do with it just yet. But he walking around the jail with that shit. I said, what? He said, yo, bro, this is an outside clearance jail. Niggas be going on the outside clearance cruise and niggas be breaking in the niggas' cribs. You understand what I'm saying? Like, cause Camp Gabriel was the type of place, it gets so cold up there that people are forced to go to other places for the winter. So for the winter, they be leaving all of their stuff locked up, you understand, like in their house. So the outside clearance crews, they used to find ways to get up in these houses while those people are away for the whole winter, you heard? So they'll break up in the cribs, steal whatever they steal out the crib, smuggle it back on the bus, because it's a minimum security jail. So it really wasn't too much searching on the go back, and then dudes had ways to hide stuff in the bus. You feel me? It was mass stash spots in the outside clearance bus. So like I said, when I first came to the spot, a nigga was like, yo, that nigga got a gun. You heard? This is facts. Now I mean, a nigga walking around the jail with a 38 special, my nigga. He got everybody under pressure. Nah, he ain't had niggas under pressure though, cause now I mean, dudes type fuck with the dude, you heard? But he ended up turning that gun in to the police, and they let that nigga go at his first parole board. His first parole board was like in a couple of months, cause dudes was like, yo, son got that hammer, but he about to go home, you heard? So he ain't know what to do with it. So dudes told him, yo, son, turn that in. I'm telling you, say you found it, turn it in, and they gonna show you love. Cause you're gonna avoid them a crazy lawsuit, making the papers and all of that a gun is in his jail. So he turned that joint in, and they let that dude go when he went to his first parole board. That's a fact. You understand what I'm saying? So once I found out son was walking around a minimum security prison with a 38 special, I kind of looked at Camp Gabriel in a whole total different light. You understand what I'm saying? So some dudes was coming into jail and they don't know what they coming into. Like, I'm gonna get to this later, but everybody in my team, because I was in different buildings in Camp Gabriel, and when you're in a different building in Camp Gabriel, you might as well be in a different jail, because you're not gonna associate with those people as much, because it's an outside clearance jail. Niggas be working at night, niggas be tired. Long story. So basically, everybody in the team, niggas have orange box cutters, my nigga, not the skinny ones. We had the skinny ones too, but the big fat orange box cutters, like, and they sell in the store, we had those shits in the jail. I'll get to that later. You feel me? On how we was getting that. But like, yo, so boom. Come on, man. I'm walking around with my fur hanging and all of that. Y'all ain't telling me nothing. Looking wild. But like, yeah, man, so boom, right? So one day, like I said, I'm in the mess hall, right? The kid Bin Laden and the other Muslims, they in the mess hall eating too. We eating, right? So this other nigga from Long Island comes to the jail from Clinton. You heard? I don't even remember son name or what part of Long Island he was from, but I remember being in the mess hall when he first came through. And he came through, this nigga was a big brolic nigga, you heard? He came through bopping heavy through the mess hall like this. And he seen some other Long Island niggas that he knew from the streets. And they was like, yo, son, what up? Know what I mean? And he was like, yo, word to mother, I don't even know why the fuck they send me to this jail. I was just in Clinton doing my thing. Know what I mean? He was talking shit like, yo, I just was in Clinton doing my thing. My gun going off and all of that. They can't put me in a jail like this, can't hold a nigga like me. Word up, I take this whole shit over, my nigga. They ain't gonna have me in here for long, because I'm gonna take this whole shit over, real talk. So while he's saying that, me and my mans, we sitting there, we like, he doesn't know that this is not a normal camp. So I'm like, yo, this nigga don't know. So I'm looking at Bin Laden and the other Muslims. They looking at him like, I seen the Bin Laden kid, he was eating, and I seen the way he looked up at the kid, and he was like, he looked at his man at the table and was like, let's go. And them dudes got up and they walked out the mess hall. When that dude walked out the mess hall, all of them walk out the mess hall. You ain't even just walking up to him like, yo, son, let me holler at you. You're not doing that. You're gonna have to get around his security. You understand what I'm saying? So I already seen that look. I already know what time it is. I'm like, this nigga coming into jail thinking that this is a regular camp. Is he gonna have a rough time in here? You feel what I'm saying? I'm minding my business because I don't got nothing to do with it. I ain't from Long Island. And the dudes who I'm fucking with, we ain't worried about none of that. You understand what I'm saying? So boom. Like I said, the kid knew dudes from Long Island because he was a known nigga from Long Island too. You heard? And niggas know he was a wild boy. So rumors started spreading around the jail quick, like, yo, this kid right here, son, is a wild dude, and he gonna come in here, he gonna try to take over the camp, especially that he see Long Island got it smashed, right? So dudes in my circle was like, that ain't gonna happen with the dude. That ain't gonna happen with this kid, Bin Laden. He's not gonna let nobody come in here and take over the jail. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, this kid knew other dudes from the camp. He knew other dudes from Long Island there. So it became kind of a awkward situation where, you feel me? They knew that if son came in here thinking it was sweet with the Muslim kid, something bad was gonna happen. But they also know this dude from the street, and they know he get busy in the street, and they don't want to seem like they going against him because they got to see him in the town. You understand what I'm saying? So it was kind of dividing and splitting some of them now, because now it was an inner Long Island struggle. You heard? So something happened, bro. Something happened. I don't know because I'm not from Long Island, but something happened in the inside of them dudes, and they had a meeting. They had a meeting or something like that, and they got up in the pool room. In Camp Gabriel, they had a pool room. Dudes take turns and be in the waiting list, and they could get in there and shoot pool or whatever. I never played pool, so I didn't really never care about the pool room. So dudes was playing pool, right? So the big brolic kid that just came to the jail, he pops up, he comes in there to speak to them dudes. I'm pretty sure the discussions was on some I'm here to take over type ish, right? So, like I said, the Bin Laden kid, he doesn't do any talking at all. So I wasn't inside, I was in the yard when it popped off. But I heard they started beefing, you heard? They started riffing, and either Bin Laden himself or he gave the word, and one of his mans just cracked son over the head with the pool stick. Heard? The wooden pool stick. You know how them shits give it up. They just smash son in the head. Bwango! In the head with the pool stick, right? Split his shit. His shit leaking. You heard? I'm in the yard working out. Matter of fact, I wasn't even working out. I was in the yard listening to a radio station that I used to have to try to get standing in some window. That's another story. You heard? So I'm out there. I forgot who I was with. I just hear the commotion in the gym. So then one of these dudes, one of the Long Island niggas, he come running out. He go grab a bat. Son who got hit with the pool stick, he had came in with one of his mans who was also in the jail, who was already in the jail and knew son from the town. You feel what I'm saying? So when they smashed son with the pool stick, his man come running out the gym. Now I mean, he run and grab a bat. I can't remember if it was an aluminum bat or a wooden bat, but they had bats in the jail because they had a little light baseball field, you heard? So son come running out, he grabbed the bat. Now I mean, he grabbed the bat. He getting ready to run back up in the gym and see what's cracking. Son who got hit with the pool stick just comes stumbling out. Now I mean, son shit is split and he leaking. So son is standing there with the bat like, yo, what's up, son? What's up? And son shit was split. And he saw the police up the hill. It was like, you got to go down the hill to go to the gym. So he saw the police up the hill. His shit was leaking. He like this, yo, get me to the hospital. Get me to the hospital. So his man is standing there with the bat in his hand. He don't know what to do. He in his head like, now I mean, if I run back up in there with this bat and pop off with these niggas, now I mean, I gotta leave this jail too. Like, it's like basically the vibes that I got from his man was like, I'm ready to pop off with this bat. If you ready to pop off, But son ran to the police to get medical attention. Now, I'm not saying that son ran because he was scared or because he was pussy. Because a nigga's a human being. And if you feel like your life is threatened and you feel like you losing too much blood or you about to lose consciousness, then you gotta do what you gotta do, my nigga. You can't let your pride and ego, you understand what I'm saying, make you lose your life. You feel me? If you feeling like you need medical attention, a nigga gotta go get medical attention. That don't make a nigga pussy because he got smashed out, because he got attacked, stabbed up, cut. It don't make a nigga pussy for seeking medical attention and not standing there and bleeding to death to prove that he tough. You understand what I'm saying? So them niggas took son to the infirmary, and got son out to jail. And his man was left in the jail. And he was confused as to what to do. You feel what I'm saying? So who knows what that turned into the next time them two dudes saw each other. But they smashed son in the head with the pool stick, split his shit open, and got him out to jail quick. He was only there for like 2 days, if that. I swear. So I saw with my own 2 eyes, like, these niggas is moving a certain way. Like, you feel what I'm saying? And then son kept it official. He ain't snitch, because nobody got locked up for that. And the police that he ran to, this nigga was looking like he was about 70 years old. That nigga ain't know what to do. He was like, oh my God. He just pulled the pin like, know what I mean? And they came and they got son. Know what I mean? Real talk. They came and they got son. But the police was like, what the fuck? They never seen, they wasn't used to shit like this in Camp Gabriel. It wasn't like this before. Now it was like that. You heard? So, know what I mean? They got that nigga out to jail quick. I'm like, yo, these niggas ain't playing no games, you heard? And I learned a lesson from that too. Like, bro, like, it's never good to come into jail screaming about, yo, this jail pussy, I'ma take this shit over. Yo, I don't know, I'm too much of a max nigga to be. You can't, like, it could happen to you in any jail, my nigga. Minimum, maximum, medium, work release, Queensboro. It can happen in any jail, my nigga. You heard? You can't never let a classification of a jail or a reputation of a jail make you feel like it's not real niggas in there. You understand what I'm saying? Because some of these jails and minimums and all of that, they have some of the most legendary killers in New York history. But when they was there, they was chilling because it was a laid-back jail. So, you know, niggas is gonna chill if the jail is chilling. You understand what I'm saying? If the jail is wilding, niggas is going to adapt to that and wild out too. You feel what I'm saying? So just because a jail is a minimum or it's not known for getting busy, that don't mean it's not legendary thugs and killers in that jail. You heard? And as a wise dude, you always got to keep that in mind. So Camp Gabriel was a different place. And I'm going to have to break shit down in more detail. But as far as my nigga you was just doing his thing in the jail and starting to extort the same motherfuckers that the Muslims was extorting. Like, I need a piece of that. You paying? I need a piece of that. You heard? And nobody really wanted it with you. Know what I mean? Nobody. They knew the nigga you wasn't no game. Wasn't nothing to be playing with. And he wasn't gonna try to have none of that. And like I said, basically the dude who he always had around him, like I said, was a Muslim kid from Brooklyn. I can't remember son's name right now. But he was a Muslim kid from Brooklyn, and son was Muslim, but he was straight team Brooklyn. You heard? So if anything funny was popping off, we would know about it before it popped off. So, like I said, it's different buildings in this jail, and I was in a few different buildings in this jail, different dorms and shit. So it's a story attached to each one. But I gotta give you more details about the intricacies of Camp Gabriel and the type of stuff, wow, that was going down. You understand what I'm saying? Because this jail was different. And a lot of dudes in this jail caught new charges. And I was almost one of them. And I'm going to tell you how it all went down. You heard? And then soon I'm going to tell y'all the story of the broke-ass mob. BAM. The broke-ass mob. That's coming soon. You heard? Camp Gabriel. So boom, Camp Gabriel, like I said. Listen, if you look on my videos, you see most of the jails I'm speaking about. You see the location of the jail in the joint, right? Ain't no location. I don't know if this jail is even still open, but when you put Camp Gabriel in on maps, it doesn't pop up. If you put it in on like on certain other stuff, if you put it in on Google Maps, it pop up with Department of Corrections, Camp Gabriel. It doesn't say correctional facility, but on YouTube maps, it doesn't even show up at all. That's because this jail is off the map type status. Before I talk about how I went to other dorms and other buildings, when I was still in building 18, right? I remember an incident that happened, right? And all the dudes that was in there. I didn't really know how serious some of the dudes that I was associating with was, you feel me? Like, I'm young and naive, and a lot of these dudes is killers, you feel what I'm saying? And stuff like that. So, I remember one time, we was in the yard, and at this time, my nigga he done gathered, like, you know what I mean, a team of soldiers. Like, he got a little team of soldiers, niggas that's hanging around him that they ready to get busy out of command. You understand what I'm saying? So it was this other kid that I knew that was from Brooklyn too. And me and son got mad cool. We was in the dorm together. Know what I mean? Me and son was polying. He was a big brolic motherfucker. You understand? And that was my dude. But he knew me like that, but he ain't know the nigga you and the niggas that fuck with son. He didn't know them niggas like that. So one time, I don't know what had happened, but he had said something slick to you. And you was in the yard with about 4 other niggas. And these 4 other niggas was just straight shooters. You understand what I'm saying? So you is not no big dude. Like, you was brolic, but he not. Yeah, you is not no big dude. Like, he brolic, but he not no tall dude. You feel what I'm saying? The dude that I'm talking about, he was a big, tall, brolic, crazy brolic arms type of nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So he said something slick to the nigga you, and he didn't know. He don't know you like that. And he don't know what's really going on in this jail and what type of shit niggas is into in this jail. So boom, the nigga says some shit. So the nigga you turns around. He say some shit to you, and the nigga you turn around. He like, yo, who you talking to, my nigga? So the nigga was like, what? You heard what I said? So the nigga you was like, what? And that nigga walks up to son and these 4 goon niggas is with son. Son just backs out the orange box cutter. Click, 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 click. And when he backed out the shit, clicked it, all 4 of the niggas that he was with backed out they shit, clicking them. Click, 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 click. So all you heard was 4 different box cutters clicking at the same time. Click, 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 click. And them niggas all surrounded the nigga, and the nigga you was like, yo, son, you fucking know me, nigga? You know me, nigga? Who you talking to, nigga? So the nigga, I'ma keep it real with you. Son wasn't no soft nigga, but he wasn't prepared for that situation. Like I said, he don't know the type of artillery niggas was running around in the jail with. You feel what I'm saying? So when 5 niggas backed out orange box cutters on this nigga like they was on the corner of a Brooklyn street, click, 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 click. Son just was stuck for a second. And he didn't really know what to say. And I'm like, damn, they about to cut this nigga, and you know, this nigga know my family from the streets and all type of shit. And at first I wasn't gonna say shit because I felt like it was too late to say something, but then I was like, nah, I can't let this shit go down. So I was like, niggas was about to tear son up. So I was like, yo, you. I said, son, don't do that, son. I said, don't do that, son. Son know my family. I know son from the streets. I mean, I gotta see son in the streets. Don't do that. So the nigga you was like, this nigga don't fucking know me, nigga. So the nigga you was like, this nigga don't fucking know me, nigga. Know what I mean? Better watch your fucking mouth when you talking to a nigga like me, nigga. Real talk. You better watch your fucking mouth when you talking to a nigga like me, nigga, cause you could die in this fucking jail. I got in between niggas. I was like, yo, chill, son. Just chill. So the nigga you was like, yo, word of mother, son, you gotta stop fucking saving these niggas, man. You gotta fucking stop saving these niggas. Cause I had a habit of saving niggas from getting cut up and stabbed up, my nigga. Like, I used to be feeling sorry for niggas. Because niggas, like I said, used to be coming into jail thinking that it was sweet. And then they would bump into the wrong type of niggas. So the nigga you was tight. He like, yo, son, word of mother, son, you gotta stop fucking saving these niggas, son. You gotta stop fucking saving these niggas, son. Some of these niggas need to get cut the fuck up. You feel me? So I'm like, yo, son, like I said, man, I know son from the town. Like, know what I mean? Just chill. He like, yeah, all right. Next time it ain't gonna be no chill. You feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I ain't even understand the severity of the type of niggas that I was fucking with. You heard? Cause niggas was on go time, heavy. You heard? But the jail, Camp Gabriel, it moved different from other jails, my nigga. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Them outside clearance, like, first of all, if you wasn't on the outside clearance crew and you wasn't on the crew, your ass had to be in the gym or the yard all day, and it'd be fucking freezing, so everybody gotta be in the gym, and that shit was boring as a motherfucker, my nigga, in that gym. This jail, this shit was different from other jails, nigga. It wasn't no MTV, BT, none of that good shit. Not in this jail, my nigga. It wasn't nothing. We had like 4 motherfucking channels, nigga, on TV. The dopest shit that came on was The Simpsons. Niggas was so stressed out, niggas look forward to The Simpsons coming on. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything else was garbage, my nigga. Them niggas had like 4 channels in the whole jail, and it was garbage channels. This shit was 5 minutes from Canada. Like, it just was it was a fucked up jail. You understand what I'm saying? So niggas be mad reckless and antsy. But like I said, eventually they moved me to another dorm. You heard? And I was still fucking with the nigga you and all them niggas, but they was in another dorm now, and now they moved me to a dorm where I'm across the street from them niggas. Like, yo, this jail was so crazy, my nigga. Bears used to come into jail at night. Like, real talk. Like, bears, we would look out the window and bears would be in the garbage. Like, shit was wild. Big ass grizzly type of bears. Like, nigga, you don't want those. Niggas ain't want no problems with them shits. Like, this jail, like, son, this shit had wildlife. Like I said, this shit is like cut out of a forest, my nigga. Like a piece of chunk cut out of a forest, and they just made a jail. My nigga, I seen mosquitoes, son, like we in motherfucking the Brazilian rainforest. I seen insects and creatures that I never saw in my life. Like, one time, I swear I seen a caterpillar in this jail, my nigga, that shit looked like a caterpillar that be in a cartoon. You know how they draw a caterpillar, big, giant, green caterpillar, lime green, neon green shit? That's the type of shit that I was seeing walking around the jail. I'm like, nigga, I ain't even think caterpillars like that was real, my nigga. Them shits don't look like that in the city. In Camp Gabriel, them shits was looking like out of a cartoon, my nigga. You understand? Like, the creature game and that shit, that's how you know the shit was in the middle of a forest. The creature game, the insect game and that shit was different. You heard? And like I said, forget about the winters, my nigga. It was so cold. They had a weight shack, my nigga. That shit, yo, they had pig iron. Anybody know what pig iron is? They had pig iron. They ain't have hollow weights in Camp Gabriel. Them niggas had like Olympic weights. They had pig iron. Pig iron, my nigga, that shit is different. You heard? And them shits used to be ice cold, dumbbells, everything. Nigga, I used to be out. That's when I first started working out. I used to be out in that fucking cold, so cold. Niggas used to be like, even niggas like you used to be like, son, you fucking crazy, my nigga. Niggas, we had a movie. They used to have movies in the cafeteria on the weekends. Sometimes I ain't go. If it was a trash movie, I ain't go. I just be, even when it was a good movie, I wanted to get brolic, so I used to just be working out. Even that nigga, you used to be like, yo, son, you're a fucking maniac, my nigga, in that cold. You can't be, nigga used to be like, you can't be lifting steel in that cold like that, my nigga. You gonna fuck your joints up and your bones up. But I was a young nigga, so I ain't care. You feel what I'm saying? I'm in there, I'm out there trying to motherfucking get some muscles and shit, pause. But it's like, yo, you know what I mean? Camp Gabriel was a crazy fucking jail, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And it was a lot of things going down. But like I said, eventually they moved me to another dorm. You know what I mean? And when I got to this dorm, this shit was like around the time when O.J. Simpson was on trial. You heard? This is when I was in this dorm, matter of fact. It was around the time when O.J. Simpson was on trial. And I was in horticulture in the jail. And I promise you, we was in horticulture and niggas ain't do nothing in horticulture but smoke dank. And motherfucking niggas would get the civilian niggas would just gamble with this nigga with poker all day. The nigga who ran horticulture, all these niggas would do it. Play poker with this nigga all motherfucking day. And we would sleep and smoke motherfucking weed. It was the sweetest program in the motherfucking world, my nigga. The sweetest program in the world, nigga. We used to just be walking off into the fucking woods and all type of shit, my nigga. Like, horticulture was sweet. But I remember when a nigga OJ beat that trial, we was standing around the TV in horticulture when they read the verdict. Niggas, I mean, this is when I was in, I think it's called Building 30 or Building 40. Whichever one was right across the street from Building 18, you heard? Nigga, OJ beat that trial, my nigga. Yo, niggas was like, oh shit, that nigga beat that shit. Everybody was happy. I'ma keep it real. You understand what I'm saying? You know the real reason why niggas was happy. Because niggas was just tired of the racism in the police force, you feel me? So, I remember this, my word, nigga. You know what I mean? When OJ beat that trial, my nigga, we went back to the dorm, like after programs was over, police straight came in the dorm like this. Fucking niggers, get in your fucking cube, on the count. You fucking coons, get on the count, you fucking niggas. Like, they was letting it all hang out, my nigga. They was so mad that OJ beat that fucking case, my nigga. They was calling us niggas and coons, my nigga. And we was laughing like, they mad. Y'all niggas is mad. Real talk, my nigga. But they was straight calling us niggas and coons. And I mean, niggas who was there could tell you. My bro Steve-O was there. My bro Steve-O from Uptown was there. My nigga Papa Stopper was there from the Bronx. You heard? It was a bunch of dudes there that could verify. Police came through the door just straight calling niggas. Yo, get y'all nigga asses in the motherfucking cube on the count. We ain't care. We was like, you mad. Y'all niggas mad. And make no mistake about it, Camp Gabriel, many of those police that worked in Camp Gabriel had that tattoo of the black baby with a noose around his neck. You heard? Many of them. And I ended up getting into a problem with a police who had the black baby, a dead black baby with a noose around his neck. Mad police up north got that shit. It's some Ku Klux Klan shit. It's like a Klan tat. So they used to be rolling up their sleeves to show they tat. So like we come in the mess hall, it used to be this one police, he's standing there with his sleeve rolled up so that we could see the dead black baby tattoo on his arm. You feel me? And that nigga used to have me tight. And eventually me and this nigga got into a problem. But that's coming in the later stories, you heard? But yeah, man, that's the type of jail Camp Gabriel was. And like I said, it's a story attached to every dorm. But when OJ beat that trial, my nigga, them police let that racism hang all the way out, my nigga. And we ain't give a fuck. We was like, fuck y'all niggas, you heard? Real fucking talk. I used to be doing some stupid shit in Camp Gabriel, right? When I was in this particular dorm. It was the type of dorm where it was a layout of just like, you know, like similar to Rikers Island, like just a bunch of beds. You heard? So it's not like no privacy, like a room or none of that like the other buildings. So I used to do stupid shit like, I've been sleepwalking all my life. Like when I was a kid, I used to get up. My moms used to catch me going out the door. Like I'd be in my drawers, put my sneakers on, and I'd be unlocking the door, going out the crib. Like my moms used to have to like really watch me carefully because I used to sleepwalk my ass off. And now my 12-year-old daughter does that shit. She sleepwalks just like me. You feel what I'm saying? So, boom. So I used to be doing this dumb shit up north, nigga. This shit dangerous. I'd be sleepwalking up north. I'd be waking up, walking into people's cubes, talking crazy shit, half sleep. Niggas like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about? So one night, I'm sleepwalking. I gets up out my motherfucking bed and I goes over to some other nigga's bed that I don't know at all, don't know this nigga at all. I walks up to this nigga bed, nigga, I'm asleep. I goes up to the nigga bed and just grabs his blanket and rips his whole blanket off of him. He grabbing his blanket like, yo, you asleep? This my blanket, you asleep? So I just snap out of the shit and wake up. I'm standing over this nigga bed, ripping the blanket off of his bed. I got his blanket in my hand. This nigga in his drawers under the blanket. I'm like, oh shit. Yo, my fault, my nigga. He like, yo, it's alright, it's cool, man. He said, you sleepwalking. I said, damn, I'm bugging out, my nigga. I'm walking up to random niggas, pulling their cover off their bed in the middle of the night. I'm doing crazy shit. You heard? So yeah, man. But yeah, I was in the dorm with some good dudes, like I said. My son Steve-O, that's a whole nother episode. Me and my nigga Steve-O. Steve-O was on the Zulu Nation shit. You feel what I'm saying? Me and the nigga Steve-O. Steve-O was the nigga who had the craziest tape collection in the jail. Like, now I mean, he was the library for any nigga who wanted something to listen to. They had to come to that nigga like, yo, son, he had like 1,000 tapes. So the whole dorm used to come to that nigga to borrow tapes. Now I mean, but I had crazy tapes too, but it was nothing like Son collection. His shit was on a whole nother level. You heard? But I was in there with some good dudes, man. My nigga Papa Stopper from the Bronx. Pop was a deep motherfucker. We was in Franklin together. We was in H2 in Franklin together. And we landed up in the same jail. I think he was there before me. Now the nigga Pop was a deep nigga because check this shit out. This nigga had a gun charge. He had a drug charge and some other shit too, but he had a gun involved in his case. And at this time, they deaded anybody that had anything to do with any type of guns for any type of temporary release, work release, furlough, KSAT, whatever popping. If you had a gun involved in your shit, it was considered a violent crime and they deaded that shit, right? So this nigga Pop, he trying to get work release. This nigga the type of nigga, he ain't into, like, you know how niggas be all comfortable with they bid, like, fuck it, I'm bidding. Son was never like that. That nigga was like, nigga, I need to get out of here. I need to go home, nigga. It's too much money in the streets. I'm out there missing it. I need to go home. You feel me? My nigga Papa Stopper's a real nigga. He always been getting money from young. He been through some crazy shit too. Like, he might be on the show one day. But it's like, yo, son, and son was fucking with the nigga the nigga that the Woo was always shouting out. He was going up to see that nigga for his whole bid, you heard? So the nigga Pop, this nigga like, nigga, I'm gonna get that work release. So everybody like, son, you not gonna get work release. You got a gun charge, you got a violent history and all of that. You not gonna get work release. That nigga like this, man, listen, I need that work release. I'm getting that shit. So niggas is like, yo, this nigga bugged out, he wasting his time. Yo, this nigga kid, let me tell you, this dude taught me a lesson in determination and mind power. This nigga wrote the time allowance committee so many times explaining why he should still be eligible for work release. He wrote them niggas so many times. That nigga had his family, his girl, everybody contacting the nigga, the director of the time, the time temporary release committee. He had his family and all type of shit getting at the temporary release nigga, to a point where this nigga started knowing him personally. The nigga who ran a temporary release program, he started knowing the nigga personally because he wrote him so many times. He read so many of this nigga letters. He started saying to himself, nah, I mean, this dude may not be so bad after all. My nigga, months go by. Niggas is like, yo, this nigga still trying to convince these niggas to change the law for him. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, niggas like, son, they changed the law for the state, my nigga. They're not gonna give you work release. You're bugging out. That nigga like, watch, nigga. Watch I get that shit. And that nigga wrote that nigga till my nigga, till that nigga became a personal friend. You heard? That nigga got work release and walked out that motherfucking door, nigga. You heard? And when I saw that, I said, this motherfucker here. I said, this nigga here just is the most stubborn nigga in the world. This nigga will never give up, my nigga. And he never gave up. And that nigga got that work release and went home to the streets, nigga. I was like, this nigga is serious, you heard? So that taught me a lesson. I said, yo, You can't never count yourself out, my nigga. If you're truly determined to do something, you can do it. And ain't nothing gonna stop you. No matter what the laws is, no matter what the rules is, it don't matter, nigga. The mind controls everything. And that's a fact. Check it, right? You remember the story when I told you dudes was gonna stab me up when I was trying to take a shit in Washington, and I ended up chasing niggas around the dorm and all of that crazy shit in Washington in the ASAT dorm? Well, it was a couple of dudes in that jail that also was in Franklin with me, right? And when I was in Franklin, I really wasn't hearing nothing. But when I left Franklin and went to Camp Gabriel, I got word that two of these niggas that came from Washington was in Franklin running their mouth, calling me a rat, saying I ratted on niggas. Niggas ain't even know the whole story. Feel me? Niggas ain't even know the whole story, but niggas was running their mouth the way bitches run their mouth. And the funny thing is, that's crazy, is both these dudes that I got word that niggas in Gabriel was like, yo, this nigga and this nigga was running his mouth about you. You feel what I'm saying? And both of them niggas, one of them niggas was a nigga braiding hair, a nigga from Harlem. Matter of fact, both of them niggas was from Harlem. Because one of the main niggas who had something to do with that shit that happened in Washington was a Harlem ass nigga. The nigga who was acting like he was about to stab me up, he wasn't even the main nigga that I didn't like in the dorm, or the nigga who I got into any type of problems or words with. He just fucked with them niggas, and I ain't really know that. I ain't know that was they mans like that. So he just did some sneaky shit for his mans, like, cause me and that nigga ain't never had no words. It was his other mans that I had words with, and his other mans, them niggas was, one of them niggas was way older than me, so he don't get no points. He don't get no points. He's a bitch. You feel me? Like the main nigga who set that whole shit up, he's a bitch. Now I mean, that nigga was like, I was 17 at that time. That nigga was like 29. But like, yo, so boom. So, like I said, these two niggas was running their mouth in Franklin, but I didn't hear about that when I was there. When I bounced, I heard about it. So one of the niggas was braiding niggas' hair, and eventually I heard niggas started playing with his butt. You heard? Like, I'm just keeping it 100. I heard niggas start eventually playing with his butt. Like, he was a regular dude at first, and then niggas found out he was sweeter than bear meat. You heard? And then niggas started playing with his butt. You heard? Now I mean, that's what niggas told me. So, and this was after he was running his mouth. So like, he was running his mouth about me, calling me a rat, told about snitched on niggas in Washington and all of that shit, right? And then after that, like a year after that, he was a nigga that was getting his butt played with. And then the other nigga who was running his mouth, that I heard was running his mouth about me, he was straight in a full-blown relationship. You understand what I'm saying? Like, before it was the show Love and Hip Hop, it was Love in the Penitentiary, my nigga. And he was the star, you heard? So it's crazy because both of these dudes that was running their mouth, they ended up being heavily frowned upon by other convicts. You understand what I'm saying? And while they was running their mouth, it was both before they smeared their own reputation. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, the second nigga who was running their mouth about me, he was in Love in the Penitentiary season 1, 2, 3, and 4. You heard? From what I heard anyway. Like, I'm just going by, you know, that Prison Wire sound travels at 1,120 feet per second. So that Prison Wire, you get the word quick, know what I mean? Especially when a nigga is supposed to be running his mouth about you, know what I mean? But anyway, so the first nigga who was running his mouth, the one that was braiding hair and all of that and ended up getting his butt played with later on, like, one day, somebody tells me, yo, that nigga who was running his mouth about you in Franklin, that nigga just came to the jail. So I was like, what? I said, stop playing with me. He said, yo, I just saw that nigga in the mess hall. I'm telling you, nigga got the braids. I said, oh shit. So I see the nigga from a distance. I get a glimpse of the nigga. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga came to the jail? I said, it's a wrap, nigga. This nigga wanna run his mouth about me, talking about I ratted on niggas and all of that. So boom, I'm so hype. I see the nigga you. I'm like, yo, son, it's a nigga who just came to the jail that was running his mouth in Franklin about me, telling niggas I ratted when I ain't rat on shit, nigga. I went to the box and got sent to Comstock, and this nigga don't know the story, and he running his mouth to niggas like he know me. So the nigga you is like, oh word? What dorm the nigga in? So I find out what dorm the nigga in and all of that. So the nigga you is like, say no more, that nigga gonna get dealt with. You heard? So I'm like, yeah, nigga. I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, fuck this nigga. Cause I was mad when niggas told me the nigga was in a dorm with me, you heard? Nigga was in a dorm with me, nigga ain't both of these niggas. Niggas never said a word. Niggas was fucking with me. You understand what I'm saying? Hanging out with me and all of that shit. Then when I leave the jail, you want to start running your mouth talking about I ratted on somebody in Washington, like girls. So when I found out the nigga was in the jail, I was hyped. So like I said, I told the nigga you was like, yo, don't even worry about it. That nigga gonna get dealt with on movie night. Now, like I said, in Camp Gabriel, it's so boring. The motherfucking channels that's come on it, the channels that the jail get is so garbage that the whole jail be looking forward to movie night. You heard? Where you go to the mess, where you go to a mess hall, and where you go to the mess hall and they got a big ass screen and they watch a movie, like, you know what I mean? Usually it'd be like a classic movie or something like that. They watch it on the big screen and motherfuckers enjoy themselves. You feel what I'm saying? So very few motherfuckers skip movie night. You understand? Especially a nigga who just got to the jail that's bored to death and want to do something. So someone was like, yo, on movie night, it's a wrap. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm thinking, niggas is gonna catch this nigga, pound him out, cut him. You understand what I'm saying? Beat him up bad or something. So first, let me tell you something about the nigga you. You is the type of nigga. Son is an animal. He's a beast, right? But if you a good, like I was a good little nigga, you know what I mean? Son never influenced me or tried to influence me to do shit that I ain't feel was right. Son ain't never, even though niggas may have been violent ass niggas like that, niggas never put peer pressure on me to be extra violent. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Son was a real big brother type of nigga. He wasn't some nigga that I could just say was my man and secretly like he leading me astray and leading me into shit. He wasn't that type of nigga. Son was a beast himself, but he rather a nigga like me stay out of shit, read, you feel what I'm saying, and chill the fuck out than me be fighting, cutting, stabbing, and shit like that. Son wasn't on those type of vibes with leading young niggas astray like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't the type of nigga that was trying to corrupt young niggas. Know what I mean? But if you was peoples and you came to Son like, yo, Son, this is what's popping, Son was the real deal. You feel what I'm saying? So like I said, Son was like, yo, don't even worry about it. That nigga gonna get dealt with. He was like, I don't want you to do shit. Don't worry about it, nigga. I got soldiers for shit like that. Don't worry about it, right? So, boom. So, like I said, I wasn't seeing this nigga cause of whatever reasons. So, I'm waiting the movie day. I'm like, yeah, movie night is coming, nigga. This nigga gonna get his face punched off, his nose punched off, or he might get his face cut. Something for this nigga running his fucking mouth about me, right? So, on the night of the movie, I see the nigga you. So I'm like, yo, what's good? Like, what's up with that move? So the nigga you like, yo, that shit is, you ain't even gotta worry about that shit. That shit going down. You feel what I'm saying? So niggas already know who the kid, niggas already got the kid information. They know how he look. You understand what I'm saying? He like, yo, that nigga a rap. I mean, don't even worry about that. So I'm like, that's what's up, man. Like, what niggas gonna do? Niggas gonna punch that nigga in his face? Or niggas gonna cut that nigga? So Son is like, punch, cut. Nigga like, yo, niggas gonna stab that nigga the fuck up. he might not live. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, huh? He like, yeah, fuck that nigga. That nigga want to run his mouth? He's like, I got niggas that's hiding. Like, son, in Camp Gabriel, when you came back from the movie theater, it was super dangerous. When I say super dangerous, I mean, this is the forest, my nigga. There is very little light. When you come back at night, the movie used to let out at 10 o'clock at night. You come out from the movie theater, you gotta make it back to your dorm. It don't be not one police on the walkway. Not one police. It's 10 o'clock at night, my nigga. Word to everything I love. The walk from the mess hall back to the dorms, that shit was pitch dark. I'm talking about pitch dark. You heard? So this nigga like, nah, that nigga getting banged up, nigga. You crazy? He said, I got two niggas laying, that's gonna be laying behind the trees in the dark part of the walkway where it's super dark and you can't see nothing. He said, I got two niggas. When he walk by, they gonna bang fire out that nigga. So now I'm like, this nigga was running his mouth about me. He even called me a rat. But this is a minimum security prison. Y'all gonna really try to body this nigga? Like, I ain't say I wanted the nigga to get bodied. You feel me? Now, I'm not saying this. I'm thinking this. I'm like, I thought niggas was gonna cut this nigga, jump this nigga. They trying to catch this nigga in the dark on the walkway, two niggas, and bang this nigga. They gonna kill this nigga. This nigga about to get he about to catch a body. We about to all get a new charge and get a body, my nigga. This nigga bugging. So now I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm like, yo. The nigga, you like, yo, man, that shit already in action, my nigga. So just go to the movie and chill. Don't come nowhere near over there because it's going to go down. I'm like, why the fuck did I involve this nigga here? You feel what I'm saying? This nigga's an extremist. You feel me? I'm like, son, I wanted this nigga to get beat up or cut. Y'all trying to leave this nigga like, nah, my nigga. So literally, bro, it was too late. It was nothing I could really do about it. It was nothing I could do about it because I'm not trying to be playing around with niggas. You feel what I'm saying? So now I'm in the movie. I'm watching the movie. I can't even think about the fucking movie. All I could think about is this nigga about to die. You feel me? Like, I hate this nigga, but I ain't signed up for this nigga to die in a camp. You feel what I'm saying? Now I'm like, damn, so the movie theater starts letting out, my nigga. Niggas is in place, my nigga. It's a wrap. So we letting out the movie theater. So I want to get a glimpse of this nigga face. Like, I want to just see this nigga. Know what I mean? Because like I said, I saw him from a distance. Same hairdo, same build, same complexion, everything. But I saw him from a distance. Now the mess hall is letting out, my nigga. Niggas is coming out the mess hall. I'm already seeing the move getting into play. I'm like, damn. So I see the nigga. I said, this nigga looking a little different. Like, know what I mean? I gets up close up on the nigga. I'm like, that is not that nigga, my nigga. That is not him. That is a nigga that looks remarkably like him. Same hairdo, same build. I could completely understand how at first glance a nigga might think that was him, but it wasn't him, my nigga. It was that nigga lost long twin brother, but it wasn't him. So now I'm like, these niggas about to bang up an innocent nigga that don't got nothing to do with nothing. And the kid is walking out the mess hall, leaving the movie theater laughing and joking like, yo, that was a good movie. I'm like, This nigga about to walk into a death trap. Son, I had to run out the mess hall and run up ahead of everybody. Niggas looking like, what the fuck this nigga running for? I had to run up ahead. And I seen a nigga you, and I was like, yo, you, let me holler at you. He think I'm coming over there to dead the shit, just to have a change of heart. He like, yo, it's too late, my nigga, it's too late. I said, son, that's not the nigga, son. So he like, come on, my nigga, you just saying that because you don't want the nigga to get banged up? I said, son, I'm telling you for real, I just got a good glimpse of the nigga, and it's not him, it's a nigga that look exactly like him. He like, yo, you sure, nigga? You sure? I said, son, I'm positive, my nigga. And I said, I'm telling you, it's not that nigga, bro. The nigga who told me it was that nigga, he bugging. You feel what I'm saying? This nigga, you like this. Yo, hold up. He goes back down the hill a little bit. He signals the niggas hiding in the bushes and the trees. He like, now I mean, niggas is like, he like, niggas come from behind that shit and keep it moving. The nigga just walks past, running his mouth with his mans, not knowing nothing, my nigga. Not knowing nothing. He just walked by. And I'm standing there with the nigga you. I said, this the nigga right here, son. I said, this ain't him, son. I said, damn, nigga. Major lesson learned, my nigga. Number one, you want a nigga to be dealt with, just deal with that nigga yourself and get it done yourself. Don't involve another nigga. A nigga might catch a body for you, my nigga, and you be sitting in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. You understand what I'm saying? You and your man. So I learned that lesson, and I learned before you jump out the window, my nigga, make a complete 100% confirmation on a nigga before you do anything, because that's how innocent niggas get killed, stabbed, shot in the street, and all of that. Niggas be looking similar to a nigga, sort of like a nigga, but it ain't that nigga. So before you actually move forward with some type of move, nigga, you shouldn't. I don't want niggas doing nothing at all. But if you absolutely have to do some shit, you gotta make sure that that is that nigga, my nigga. Because I almost got an innocent nigga stabbed up and possibly killed, my nigga. Cause none of us was thinking logically in this camp. This was a case of criminals having way too much freedom. You heard? Way too much freedom. And motherfuckers was losing their minds and doing all type of crazy shit, my nigga. But y'all stay tuned in, because I still gotta tell a story about the broke ass mob, baby. And it's some funny shit. And it's some real shit. So y'all keep it locked in, you heard? One day I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning. First of all, Camp Gabriel, like I said, it's an outside clearance jail, a work camp jail. So dudes be up at 5 o'clock. You feel me? Sometimes earlier than that, getting ready to go to the mess hall. They start calling the mess hall at 5 a.m. You feel me? So this might have been a weekend. This might have been a weekend when we ain't had to work. Now, I mean, I don't remember, but I know it was like 5 a.m. or something crazy like that. And I woke up to the familiar sounds of a helicopter. So I'm like, nah, I gotta be still dreaming. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what is a helicopter doing in the jail? You heard? Yo, that don't make no sense. Go back to sleep, bro. So then I hear it getting louder. I'm like, yo, what's that? Everybody in the dorm start waking up. Yo, what's that? What's that? Niggas like, yo, it's a helicopter in the yard. There's a helicopter hovering over the yard. Niggas run to the window. Helicopter floating over the jail, right? Helicopter floating right over by the weight shack. We like, yo, shit blowing wind crazy. Niggas got the bloodhounds. I see it's the first time I ever seen real bloodhounds probably in real life. Niggas had the bloodhounds. The bloodhounds were just coming through sniffing shit. You understand what I'm saying? We like, yo, what happened? What happened? Niggas like, yo, white boy in motherfucking building 18. He got up out of here, my nigga. He escaped. Niggas like, he escaped? What happened? Niggas was like, yo, That nigga been arguing with his wife for a week. And his wife talking about she was leaving him for another dude. And they had a joint bank account. And she was taking all of the bread out the bank account. Or whatever, I don't know if they had a joint bank account or just a bank account. But, know what I mean? Nigga said his wife said she was taking all of the bread and moving to another state with some next nigga. You heard? So this nigga, this white boy nigga, this nigga waits us. Camp Gabriel, like I said, it's no fences, bro. You feel what I'm saying? The window's straight open and all of that. Like, it's the middle of the woods. You make a run for it, you a bad motherfucker. You heard? Yo, this nigga opens his window on a late night at like 1 o'clock in the morning when everybody was asleep or off point. The nigga climbs out the window. First of all, his room was on the first floor. So he just opened up his window. He just opened up his window and climbed out his window. You heard? This nigga climbs out his window, goes down to the motherfucking main office where the sergeant where the police park their cars when they come to work. This nigga hot wires a sergeant's truck and drives off to jail, my nigga. And nobody knew he was gone until that sergeant nigga got off of work and tried to go home and tried to go to his whip, and that shit was gone. You heard? So niggas was like, what? Niggas found out this nigga seen his car was stolen. They did a count to see who was missing. Sure enough, this white boy nigga was missing. You heard? So they was in the jail with the bloodhounds to get his scent off of his clothes and shit like that. And they was going through the woods to search for the nigga. They running around the jail with the bloodhounds. The helicopter is floating around. Now, I mean, when they finally figured out the nigga hot-wired the whip and kept it moving, that shit started hitting the news like, yo, escaped convict on his way to kill his wife. That nigga was on his way to kill his fucking wife, probably both of them. You heard? That nigga made it all the way to Albany. They shut the whole jail down. Real talk, we was bugging like, yo, this nigga serious, you heard? That nigga kept it moving, bro. You heard? That nigga made it all the way to Albany, where they finally caught son, when he was like 5 minutes from his crib. He was about to murk both of them, you heard? They caught that dude. We was tight. We was like, damn, they caught son, and bitch got away with his money. Now she really gonna keep it moving. Gave that nigga another 7 years on his sentence. Sent that nigga to Clinton. Gave that nigga a new charge, my nigga. He got another 7 years. He was about to go home in a year. You heard? I learned a lesson from that too, bro. Don't be trusting these fucking broads with your money, my nigga. You may love a broad and all of that, but keep some of your money separate and stashed, bro, because if you in that penitentiary, there was a few police in Camp Gabriel that wasn't all old and almost retired. You heard? All of them mostly worked during the day. And of course, I found my way to get on their shit list. A lot of police in the jail didn't like me because I was young and I was running around with thugs. You feel what I'm saying? And I was looking like I wasn't worried and scared. They wanted to see me worried and scared and shit. So a lot of police ain't like me, and there's a lot of police I ain't like at all. Like I said, it was a couple of police with the baby noose tattoo and all of that. You feel me? But one police in particular, he worked the mess hall like when you go into the mess hall, he be at the door coming in. And he always got his sleeve rolled up in the summertime, showing off that tattoo. Me and that dude ain't like each other at all. Know what I mean? And he used to be saying little slick shit, and I used to be saying little slick shit. So he started getting petty, and and doing stuff like finding ways to write me up. I was getting tickets. You heard? I was getting tickets. And then it was this other police that worked in the package room that was a super cunt nugget, a super douchebag, a giant douche. Literally, like, if you look up the words giant douche in the dictionary, super douchebag, cunt rag, cunt nugget, his picture gonna come up. Heard? He was a spoiled ass white boy who I got the word on him because we get the word on anybody. We knew Son's info because sound travels at 1,120 feet per second. So a lot of the other police ain't even like Son. He worked in a package room. He drove like a little red Corvette. Niggas was like, yo, his parents is rich. He only gotta have this job. He just works here because he's bored. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, this dude was a fucking douchebag. You understand? And let me explain something to you, bro. Let me explain something to you about Camp Gabriel. Camp Gabriel was so far off the map and so dangerous in the wintertime for people to take a bus to. Motherfuckers was dying. Buses done went off the road and people lost their lives trying to get to Clinton and jails in those hubs. Buses have went over those mountains, those icy mountains. Buses have went over those icy mountains and people done lost their family members messing with them visits. So in Camp Gabriel is even worse. So Camp Gabriel is the type of jail, bro, I promise you. It was about 5 people in the jail that was getting visits. Camp Gabriel was the type of place that your family forgot about you, my nigga. I'ma keep it 100. I was in Camp Gabriel for like a year and a half, my nigga. I ain't hear shit from my moms. I ain't see my daughter. I ain't see nobody. My moms may have came to see me one time while I was in there. You feel what I'm saying? It is the type of jail you be off the map, my nigga. People will forget about you. It's just something about the aura of that jail. Your family will abandon you in that motherfucker. You hear me? So niggas be fucked up in there, and that's why it be so much extortion and robbery and violence and all of that, because it's like survival of the fittest in that motherfucker. And this douchebag cunt nugget who worked the package room, he used to be such a douchebag, he had the strictest rules on the planet Earth for a package. So half of your people send a package up there, half of the shit, he like, yo, you can't have this, you gotta send this back. Now to send it back is gonna cost you money out your pocket. Plus, your people's gonna have to go pick that shit up at the post office. Gonna be spoiled by the time they a bunch of bullshit. So you be like, fuck, you gotta be like, fuck it, throw it away. And then that nigga probably just take that shit home and keep it. You hear me? Real talk, cause nobody was shipping a package from Camp Gabriel to New York. Now, I mean, that shit cost $20, $30. Niggas ain't got that in a can. You feel what I'm saying? So niggas hated this nigga. I wish I could remember his name. He was a blonde-haired nigga, short blonde hair with glasses. You understand what I'm saying? I hope he watching this shit, cause you was a real fucking cunt ball. Real talk. But that nigga's a douchebag. So boom, like I said, niggas was fucked up in the game. My mom used to be trying to send me packages and shit, but she wasn't speaking to me and communicating. I wasn't writing nobody, my nigga. I ain't write my moms for like 2 years straight, from Franklin through my whole time at Camp Gabriel. I wasn't writing nobody. I was telling niggas, yo, don't come see me. Nothing, nigga. I was signing letters, broke ass Marv. But we gonna get to that. You understand what I'm saying? But the bottom line is, niggas in Camp Gabriel was fucked up, and it was every man for themselves. We're trying to survive and eat in that motherfucker. Know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I got on the police radar. Niggas was fucking with me. I was feeding in the shit. Niggas like you used to be like, yo, son, you keep getting tickets, they gonna get you the fuck out this jail, my nigga. He used to be like, yo, chill the fuck out, my nigga. And when they packed me up out the dorm and moved me, son was tight. He was like, come on, man, you catching fucking unnecessary tickets and all of that. Know what I mean? Breaking up the team in the dorm and all of that. Know what I mean? I was tight too. So I kept getting tickets. Niggas finally sent me to the notorious building 37, my nigga. Real talk. This was a building that nobody wanted to go to, bro. The whole building 37 was the type of building that when you was fucking up in the jail and you was this close to getting kicked out the jail, they gave you a last chance and they put you in building 37, my nigga. That shit was ticket-tron with police writing niggas up crazy. It was nothing but thugs and gangsters in that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And I promise you, older niggas, it was adolescent out and all of that. It was mad young niggas in there and all of that. And I promise you, I done seen several niggas get tickets and they be like, yo, you can go to building 37 or we can move you out to jail. Niggas was like, yo, move me out to jail. I refuse to go live in there. That shit was the animal house, my nigga. You hear me? The animal house, my nigga. The whole jail, the whole dorm double bunk, 100 motherfuckers in one dorm. You heard? 50 beds, double bunk, 100 niggas in one dorm, bro. Now, I mean, that shit was the zoo. Niggas stealing, robbing, all type of shit was going on in that motherfucking house. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas ain't want to go there. Niggas rather go back to Clinton than have to go live in that dorm, my nigga. That shit was the reject dorm. You heard? It was the dorm for fuck-ups and niggas that they really wanted to kick out the jail, and they was 3 inches from kicking their ass out the jail. So so a lot of niggas refused and just went back to a medium or went back to Clinton or whatever and got out the jail when they had to go to building 37. So that's where they packed my ass up. They said, yo, you going to building 37. And the whole dorm is outside clearance, nigga. Outside crews working, chopping wood, nigga, in the Adirondacks, nigga, in Lake Placid. You heard? In Lake Placid, in the Adirondack Mountains, nigga. You out there chopping wood at 6 in the morning. You heard? In the freezing motherfucking cold, nigga, every morning, except for the weekends, you heard? And the only time crews is canceled is if it is below 10 below zero. So if it's 9 below zero, y'all going out, nigga. 8 below zero, y'all going out. It gotta be 11 below zero and better for crews to be canceled. Frostbite weather. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. We was out there crying. But anyway, we'll get to that. But like I said, they packed my ass up and they sent me to building 37, nigga. The worst building in the motherfucking jail that nobody wanted to go to. And little did I know, this would be the best fucking dorm in the jail and the best time I ever had, my nigga, because I connected with some of the realest, best niggas in the world. My nigga Point from Flatbush, know what I mean? My shit like 19 at this time. Point probably like 30 something. My nigga T from Coney Island. This was the team. Like, yo, certain niggas I can't remember, and that shit got me fucked up. But it's certain niggas I can't remember right now, but I hope it come back to me. But me and my nigga Point and my son T from Coney Island, the nigga Dusthead from Far Rockaway, this other kid from Far Rockaway, I think son name was Ja, I can't remember. Dark skinned nigga from Far Rockaway, I think son name was Ja though. Now me, yo son, oh man, then there's a couple of niggas whose names I ain't gonna mention because I went on to see these niggas in the streets and niggas was acting like they ain't know who I was like that or didn't remember me when I was feeding and saving them in the jail. So I learned lessons from that too. But like, yo, on some G shit, my nigga, that building 37 shit, that shit was different. Niggas was coming in there like, I'm good, get me out of here, I'm not going in there. Straight up, my nigga. That shit was crazy. But like I said, so boom, I meet the nigga Point. They put me on a crew. They assigned me to an outside crew. I'm tight. I'm like, yo, I gotta go on the outside crew. You feel me? That's how I ended up meeting that nigga Point, the T, and nigga Dusty. Not Dusthead, Dusty. You feel what I'm saying? The nigga Dusty from Far Rockaway. So check it. Like I said, Camp Gabriel was the type of spot nigga be left for dead by his whole family. So a lot of dudes be broke. Chow like 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock, boy, that stomach on empty nest, you heard? Niggas be starving. So, know what I mean? When I first came there, like I said, I ain't know niggas like that. I knew niggas in the jail, but I ain't know niggas in building 37 like that. I used to see dudes like Point and T and them niggas in the jail, but I ain't know them niggas like that. But now I'm in a dorm with them niggas, and now I'm on the outside crew with them niggas. So they putting me on the how shit go. Niggas like, yo, look, son, that outside crew shit, the steady police we got, that nigga cool as a motherfucker. He be letting us rock, you heard? Like, I mean, he don't be trying to slave niggas and break niggas back. Like, I mean, he give niggas a lot of rest and a lot of leniency. I mean, but that's only him. Other niggas be on some bullshit. So we used to go out, my nigga, I'm talking about, like I said, bro, 10 below zero type, 8 below zero type status. We be out there. You feel what I'm saying? Bro, niggas used to have us in the Adirondacks, Lake Placid, and all of that crazy shit, chopping wood for the community. Like, chopping up trees, stacking up power. My job was to powder wood. My nigga T used to motherfucking hit the wood with the axe, break that shit. Now, I mean, one nigga would pick the shit up and pass it to me, and then I would stack it up on the joint. We would take turns with shit. But my nigga T was a beast with the axe. One hit a quitter. Wang! Breaking them shits open. You feel me? Because when you first start, it's hard. You be hitting them shits 2-3 times, they don't be breaking open. But when you get nice, one hit a quitter. So my nigga T from Coney Island used to just be smashing that shit. My nigga wasn't no tall nigga. Son have his shin guards on, he just be smashed. Son had the dreads, he just be smashing them shits. Wang! And I be stacking them shits up. My stack game used to be bananas, but I really wasn't feeling that shit because, you know, the community come get that wood for free for their house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we out there doing crazy labor in the freezing ass cold for these motherfuckers to just come through, snatch up all the wood they want for their houses. Niggas ain't used to say thank you, none of that. We just be out there busting our ass, you feel what I'm saying? So we used to be ODing on the police. Like, when we ain't have even when we had our steady on, we was doing it for jokes. But when we had a non-steady police on that was just a slave driver, we used to just be stacking the wood, singing old slave spirituals and shit to get the police tight. You heard? Niggas be like, wade in the water. Police be getting mad because the rules was you could sing. You can't talk, you don't supposed to be engaging in mad conversation and shit while y'all working, but niggas can't say nothing about singing. You feel what I'm saying? So niggas used to be singing OD slave spirituals. Oh, gonna follow. I wish I could remember some of the songs that we used to sing, my nigga. My nigga Point used to sing his ass off. You heard? So he used to be the nigga that be setting it off. And that nigga be singing mad old slave spirituals to get the police mad. You feel me? Old slave songs. And then we used to be fucking with like new niggas on the crew that was young niggas coming to jail, and niggas be in there crying about their girl and shit. Oh man, my son, we used to be murdering these niggas. My son Point used to have us crying, my nigga, to a point where niggas couldn't even work. Even the police be laughing. You heard? Niggas used to be flipping that song, that shit, if you think you're lonely now. So Jody, we used to replace the words with Jody. Now, for those who don't know, Jody means the nigga that's fucking your girl while you locked up. You understand what I'm saying? That's why that nigga name was Jody in that movie, what's the name? In that movie, Baby Boy, you heard? So niggas been saying that in the pen forever. Yo, nigga, Jody be fucking your girl while you locked up. So niggas used to be on the crew like, damn, man, my girl, man, she ain't picking up the jack. She ain't writing back. Niggas, my son Point used to be like, if you think you're lonely now, wait until Jody fucks. You better wait until Jody fucks. Yo, son, niggas used to be crying, and then we be singing the backup vocals. Yeah, 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 yeah. Niggas be like this. She'll be holding Jody. Yeah, 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 yeah. Niggas be like, she'll be holding Jody. Well, 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 well. Yo, niggas be crying, my nigga. You heard? Niggas be like, yo, man, that shit ain't funny. Niggas be like, son, we keeping it real, son. Jody is in the building, my nigga. That's why she not answering her phone calls and all of that, my nigga. Son, niggas used to be singing all type of songs, switching and bouncing the name to Jody to get niggas tight. I can't remember. I wish I could remember most of the songs we used to be singing, my nigga, because we had a catalog. My son Point was the lead singer, and we was the backup vocalist. Oh, my nigga. We used to be wilding. When the police that we ain't like was on, niggas go into the slave spirituals, and we start talking like slaves, you heard? We start talking like, I be like, Police be like, all right, we gonna work again for another hour. I be like, all right, massa. I be like, whoo. I be like, the massa getting aggressive. Don't hit me, massa. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas be laughing like, we be doing that shit behind the police back. Like the police be like this. All right, no talk. Y'all doing too much talking and playing around in the line. Cause we be in a line, chopping, stacking, passing, and stacking, you heard? So niggas be like, yo, y'all playing too much in the line. Calm it down. You're like, whoo, don't whip us now, massa. Massa getting aggressive. Let's not upset the massa now. Niggas be dying, my nigga. You heard we be doing that shit on the low. Police be like, what's all the laughter about? We be like, nah, nothing, officer. Niggas be like this. Niggas be like, oh, we done upset the massa now. Let's not do too much talking in the line now. You understand? We don't want the massa to get upset now. Yo, son, niggas used to be dying, my nigga. Niggas be like, hold on, don't whoop us, massa. Niggas be like, yo, all right, enough with the games. He be like, oh, don't whip us, massa. Oh, don't whoop us, massa. Niggas used to be crying, my nigga, like, yo, fuck out of here, you slave herding ass nigga. You understand what I'm saying? We out here working on our time, nigga. But yo, we used to be bugging on those outside clearance work days, my nigga. I'm talking about bugging. Then, like, it used to be like, boom, niggas would have us in Lake Placid, right? It'd be fucking brick. We used to be, pruning trees. Like, if we wasn't chopping wood, we was pruning trees that was dangerous with, like, mad snow in it so they could fall on somebody. So we used to have to prune that shit, my nigga, and cut the branches off. And the snow be falling down your sleeve of your coat. Oh my God. Niggas used to be tight, my nigga. Stressed, you heard? Like, yo. And then, like, after, when it get too cold, they would let us go into the shack where they got a fireplace. Listen, bro, a log cabin with a fireplace, a real deal fireplace. Son, it be 10 below zero outside. You go inside that wood shack, my nigga, within 60 seconds, you like, yo, let me the fuck out of here, nigga. That's how hot it used to be. You heard? So it was freezing Alaska outside, and then inside, that shit was Dante's Peak. You heard? That shit was Mobb Deep, hell on earth, up inside the cabin, my nigga. You be in there for 2 minutes, you be like, all right, I'd rather freeze, my nigga. Get me the fuck out of here. But we used to appreciate that shit, nigga. We go back outside for 10 minutes, come back right back up in that shit. Like, yo, then it be time for chow. Niggas used to give us a chow in big ass giant buckets. You heard? Big giant buckets. Shit like turkey tetrazzini and motherfucking beef stew and chili con carne and all that dumb shit. They be turkey a la king and shit like that they be serving. Turkey chow mein, like, what's the science behind that? Niggas was giving us mad turkey up north. Like, nah, nigga, y'all niggas was stealing the beef. And pause, that's what I heard. Like, niggas who worked in the mess hall, niggas said every inmate supposed to have 2 real steak dinners a year. But what the civilians used to do that worked for the jails, these niggas would steal half of the steaks and then serve niggas chopped up pepper steak for the rest of the year. Like 3 or 4 times a year, you might have, remember that meal, chopped up pepper steak over rice and shit like that? That was supposed to be steak over rice, but the civilians used to steal all of the meat and take it home. You understand what I'm saying? So niggas was fucked up in the game. So, I mean, we used to eat on the bus. I mean, then we get back to the jail, we'll eat chow. But come 8 o'clock, nigga, the whole crew be in the dorm. We be hungry as a motherfucker. Nobody had no commissary money, no nothing. Niggas be hungry, son. So what? So eventually, my nigga, niggas started laying their press game down. And it started like this. We used to be so deep, we be in there just looking. Niggas used to be coming cooking. All type of new niggas coming to the dorm that we don't know. Niggas be cooking. So niggas used to just be walking by the kitchen like, shh. It's a lot of food getting cooked out here, nigga. I'm hungry, nigga. What's up? There's a lot of niggas eating up in here. Know what I mean? So niggas used to start getting nervous, and niggas be tossing little food like, yo, here. Like, yo, here. I don't even know y'all niggas, but y'all niggas in here looking like wolves. Here go a box of rice. Here go a can of mac. You understand what I'm saying? Here go a box of chicken. Like, real talk, my nigga. So niggas in the dorm we used to be sitting in the dorm, sitting out there looking like wolves while niggas we ain't know was cooking. Niggas would be cooking their meal. We come out there 6 deep and just be like this. Niggas cooking eats and all of that. Niggas got eats and all of that. You heard? Niggas be saying shit like that. Like, niggas got eats and all of that. You heard? So niggas be like, yo, Fuck it. So niggas in the dorm started congregating. Listen, those niggas, let's just all feed those niggas so there don't be no problems in this dorm. So real talk, the whole dorm used to be hitting us with food to eat every night. We ain't have shit. So basically, every night we ain't have shit, but every night we ate like kings, you heard? Cause we was the mob. Good looking, man. We was the mob, you heard? So we started saying that shit. We like, yo, nigga, we like the mob up in here, except all of us is broke as a motherfucker, you heard? We the broke ass mob. I'm on 106 right now between Manhattan and Columbus. I half grew up on this block. It's my family block. You heard? I used to come up here on the weekends from Brownsville, you heard? Back when there used to be a pizza shop across the street, a video game room, all the number hoes was out here. Now, I mean, my grandmoms used to be out here all night playing the number, you heard? But, yeah, know what I mean? So we like, yo, we like, nigga, we the broke ass mob, you heard? And niggas start, and that shit stuck. And niggas started really calling ourselves that, you heard? So when niggas started lightening up on the sharing love shit, we used to just get goony on niggas. Like, niggas be out there cooking, niggas be having feasts and all of that. We just mob up like, yo, son, broke ass mob, real talk. Let's go in the day room deep. Niggas go in the day room like this. Bunch of big mob of broke niggas like this. Yo, what's up, man? Niggas smelling good out. Niggas come through the day room like, shit smelling real good out here, heard? Niggas got them octopuses and oysters and all of that, huh? Niggas was coming through like, shit smelling real good up in here, you heard? Niggas eating chickens and you heard? Fried mackerels and things of that nature, like, what's up, heard? Niggas used to be spreading that love, nigga. Literally, niggas used to be like this. Broke ass mob, what up, man? Yo, I got 2 cans of Mac for y'all niggas. With real talk, niggas be coming from Commissary. Yo, broke ass mob, what's up, man? Yo, here go 3 bags of rice. Real talk, my nigga. Know what I mean? Niggas used to feed the broke ass mob. You heard? And we used to hold each other down. Pause. We used to hold each other down crazy. Know what I mean? And we became like a family. Know what I mean? Word, my son Chickenhead from the Ville was in there too. I heard son went home and got murdered. I don't know how true that is, but if so, man, that's fucked up. Know what I mean? But my son Chickenhead, you heard from up the hill. But know what I mean, son was in the dorm with us. We had the squad, my nigga. I'ma keep it real with you. We had the squad. We was gooned out and we was mad deep. Like I said, the whole dorm is double bunk, you heard? So it's 100 niggas. We all slept in the back. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of niggas ain't even fuck with the back of the dorm because they know that was the mob. That was BAM territory, you heard? Broke ass mob. And if you ain't live back there, don't come back there because if something come up missing, you gonna be the one to get dealt with, you heard? So man, we was in there mad deep, my nigga, fucking with that outside crew every day. Freezing our ass off. You understand what I'm saying? Freezing our ass off on that outside crew. Real talk, my nigga. But we was good because we had each other, you heard? We was holding it down, like we was deep, we was the team, like, you feel me? Couldn't nothing come between a broke ass mob member, nigga. Now I mean, you was part of the broke ass mob, nigga. Anything you needed, we held you down, my nigga. Food, money, whatever the fuck it was that we could possibly contribute. If you was broke ass mob, my nigga, you was good, nigga. Everybody ate. If one nigga ate, everybody ate. You heard? And that was the rules, you heard? And we kept it official. We kept it official, my nigga. Know what I mean? I miss my nigga Point. I miss my nigga T. I ain't see neither one of them when I went to the street. You heard? I hope both of them is alive and well and free and out here not sitting in that penitentiary somewhere, my nigga. Yeah, man, the broke ass mob. We was the team, you heard? We used to be out on them outside crew. I remember one time, we used to be on that outside crew. I remember one time we had this white boy on the crew, right? This nigga a funny nigga. This nigga, he from upstate New York. He be thinking that he a real motherfucking forest ranger, right? So this nigga used to run the chainsaw. So Nigga used to be running a chainsaw without his leg, without his shin guards on. So we used to be telling the nigga, yo son, stop doing that, bro. Stop fucking with that chainsaw without those motherfucking shin guards. He'd be like, man, I've been doing this all my life, man. I've been using a chainsaw since I was 12 years old. I know how to do this shit. This shit is nothing to me. Sure enough, nigga, one day that nigga was fucking with that shit, trying to saw through a log of wood, pause. Nigga trying to saw through a log of wood. He like this with the chainsaw. That shit just caught on something and slipped off and just hit that nigga's shin. Nigga like, my leg. Shit was wild, shit slipped off, and nigga was like, that shit slipped off, and nigga was like, nigga was like, we like, yo, you alright, nigga, you alright? Shit ain't really go crazy, but shit cut into about an inch into his shin. Could have been worse. This shit leaking crazy. We like, y'all, damn, we had to pack it up. You heard we had to, once some injury shit like that happens, they send you back to they send the whole crew back to the jail. So we had to pack it up and go back to the jail because this nigga chainsawed his shin. Real talk. That shit was funny. That shit was funny, but it wasn't funny when it happened. It was funny when we found out he was alright, you heard? But that was our nigga. That nigga was a funny motherfucker. You think he learned his lesson after that? You think he put them shin guards on after that? Never, nigga. You heard? We was some funny motherfuckers, bro. But, nah, I mean, let me tell you, like I said, remember I told you niggas in Camp Gabriel was losing their motherfucking mind? I'm gonna tell you how much niggas was really losing their mind, my nigga. When niggas started thinking they was really in the streets. I'm gonna tell you when niggas in Camp Gabriel finally took it too far, thinking that they was in the streets. Remember I told you the nigga had the gun? I'm gonna tell you some next level shit niggas did. Know what I mean? So y'all stay tuned. Keep it locked in, nigga, because it ain't gonna do nothing but get better. So basically, you heard, so when I was in building 37, I had gotten to beef with this police. Like I told you, I was catching tickets, you heard? So, I wasn't supposed to be coming out my cube, but I would do shit like go to the bathroom. My niggas would be in there, we'll meet up, and we had a big ass bathroom. Showers, mad stalls, sinks, and had a door you could close, so you really couldn't hear in there. So, we used to be up in the bathroom bugging, know what I mean? Play fighting, know what I mean? Just bugging the fuck out. I used to be in there trying to work out, doing pull-ups and push-ups and shit like that, and I wasn't supposed to be out my cube at all. So the police used to be running down like, yo, don't let me catch you out your cube, hanging out in that bathroom and shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I used to be like, yo, this nigga right here on my balls, you heard? Hated this dude. So one day I was in the bathroom for like an hour, you heard? And he wrote me up. He like, yo, I'm writing you up. Now I mean, you violating, like you supposed to be in your cube. You've been in there for an hour playing around. So he wrote me up a ticket, right? So I was tight. I'm like, yo, and I was just about to be finished my 30 days locked down or whatever. So I'm like, damn, this nigga hating on me. Like, I'm about to finish my 30 days. He writing me a new ticket. I'm in the Bronx, this Pelham Parkway projects big as hell. I don't know if this is the biggest projects in the Bronx though. Leave a comment if you know what the biggest projects in the Bronx is, you heard? I'm like, yo, this dude hating, like, you feel me? He see me about to get off my 30 days. He want to write me up a ticket for another 30 days. Like, so I was so tight, bro. Like, my pen game is nuts. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like, they say the pen is mightier than the sword. It's real. Like, my pen game is bananas. Like, I writes. So I sat my ass down and I wrote the crazy letter, the crazy appeal letter on the ticket. You heard? The crazy appeal letter. And and even though I was guilty, the way I wrote that up, it was so crazy that they overturned the ticket. Very rare occurrence in the state of New York, but some captains and sergeants and stuff like that, they keep it official. If you got grounds on appeal and your joint makes sense, they'll overturn the ticket. So they overturned my ticket. So boom, he comes in the next day, I'm off a QB Cube. You heard? I'm off a QB Cube. So he sees me, he like, Johnston, what you doing in the day room? You supposed to, you on QB. I mean, you on restriction. So I'm like, no, I'm not on restriction. He was like, I just gave you just got a ticket. I said, go check the log. Because they tell you in the log who's on restriction, who's not. So he went and checked the log. He see my joint got overturned. He tight. You heard? He gets his hands on the appeal and reads the appeal and see that I just threw a bunch of game in there to beat the ticket. So now he tight. Now it's on between me and him. You heard? So now another ticket gets served to me. I'm like, what? Where this ticket come from? Like I said before, a ticket is an infraction. It's when a CO writes you up for doing something you're not supposed to do. And they'll give you 30 days loss of rec, 30 days loss of packages, commissary, whatever. You heard? So this nigga writes me a ticket up, fabricating a whole story of something that I did that I didn't do. You heard? And they find me guilty. You heard? They find me guilty. So now I'm tight. I'm like, I fronted like I wasn't guilty before. Karma. Shit was karma though, because I fronted like I wasn't guilty before and I beat the ticket. Now this nigga got me found guilty for something that I completely didn't do. You heard? So now I'm tight, my nigga. So now I'm doing all, me and this nigga just going back and forth. I'm dropping grievances on this nigga. Every once in a while I would speak to a family member when they sent me like a Christmas card or something with their number and say, please call me. So people like my aunt Cindy, I was telling her what was going down. She was like, I'm gonna call up to the jail. They can't be doing stuff like that to you. So I had my aunt call up to the jail a couple of times and shit to complain about this dude. So yo, it was wild, bro. Now me and this dude was going back and forth. He was writing me up tickets for any little thing. Like he see me do any little thing that was against the rules, he write me up. And I'm like, yo, niggas is like, yo, son, they trying to get you out the jail. Now, I mean, you got to stop beefing with this police. Me and this nigga was going to war, bro. I still remember his face and all of that. He looked just like, what's that nigga name that played in American Psycho? Forgot son name, man. Leave a comment if you know who I'm talking about. Son that played Batman and American Psycho. I don't know how I can't remember his name right now, but he looked exactly like that nigga. You heard? Me and this nigga was beefing, dropping slips. He was fucking writing me up for tickets and I was writing grievances up on that nigga so much, bro. Shit was ugly. You heard? But the war was on for a minute. Then niggas in Camp Gabriel, like I said, my nigga, these niggas is crazy. Niggas started thinking they was in a town, you heard? These niggas started thinking they was in a town. Basically, Commissary, right? Commissary was right under Building 17, which was another outside clearance crew building, right? So Commissary was on the first floor, and then the rest of their floors was, you know, inmate population. We ain't have out in our building, it was just all inmates from the first floor up. But in Building 17, it was Commissary on the first floor, like a commissary store on the first floor, and then the rest all inmates. So boom. What these niggas did, like I said, my nigga, this is an outside clearance crew. It's an outside clearance jail. So niggas was constantly breaking into houses, stores that was closed for the wintertime. Niggas was breaking into them shits, my niggas stealing boxes of box cutters, boxes of double-edged razors. You heard? Double-edged razors, small box cutters, fat box cutters. Niggas was stealing all of that and coming into jail selling them shits. You heard? So nobody had a makeshift prison shank or razor in Camp Gabriel. Niggas would just buy a box cutter from off an outside clearance crew. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody was armed up. Niggas was armed up next level. You heard? So boom. So these niggas from the outside clearance crew in Building 17, these niggas steal a saw. You heard? These niggas steal a saw and smuggle a saw back to Building 17, my nigga. Niggas go in the room. Is a room that was right over Commissary, like a two-man room or whatever that was right over Commissary. My nigga, niggas sawed through the floor in the room and through the ceiling of Commissary and burglarized the Commissary in jail. You heard? Niggas took like 200 cartons of cigarettes and like $1,000 in stamps. They ain't try to take the food and all of that shit because they knew it was too much. These niggas took all the fucking cigarettes, cartons of cigarettes that they had in Commissary and a row of stamps like this. That's a federal offense, my nigga. You dealing with the Postal Service. Niggas stole a row of stamps like this. You heard? Thousands and thousands of stamps. Know what I mean? So boom. Niggas already, like, when it went down, niggas was already talking around the jail like, yo, son, niggas fucking broke in the Commissary and took mad shit, my nigga. They about to go down. Real talk, niggas about to go down. So the whole jail buzzing. It's on the weekend that niggas did it. So for 2 days until commissary open back up on Monday, the jail don't even know what time it is. Or most of the jail don't even know what time it is, you heard? So niggas is running around the jail with hundreds of cartons of cigarettes trying to sell them shits to niggas and stash, but niggas don't want no parts of that. Niggas like, I'm Gucci, bro. I'm good. Get that shit away from me. So I'm in a dorm. One of the niggas that was in my dorm has something to do with that shit. The nigga comes in my dorm. He like, yo, son, I give you 5 cartons of cigarettes if you stash 10 cartons for me. No, thank you, my brother. I'm Gucci Wallet. You heard? I'm Gucci Wallet, nigga. I'd rather smoke top than smoke them hot-ass motherfucking cigarettes from out of commissary, nigga. I'm good. Niggas had so much cartons of cigarettes, my nigga. Niggas couldn't even find a place to stash them. They couldn't even find enough niggas to help stash them shits. You heard? So they in the yard trying to stash shit in the yard. Know what I mean? They in the gym trying to stash shit. It ain't working, bro. It's too much shit. You heard? So niggas is like, yo, these niggas is gonna go down. My nigga was like 4 of them. You heard? And niggas from other dorms had shit to do with it, but it was building 17 niggas that actually saw it through the floor and through the floor and the ceiling of commissary. You heard? So bro, real talk, these niggas is hot boxers. Niggas is staying away from these niggas. Like, yo, I'm good with these niggas. They hot boxers. They think they in the streets. Niggas doing burglaries. They bugging out. You heard? So, like I said, the nigga who was trying to get me to stash to hold 5, to give me 5 to hold 10, he in his cube with like 20 joints, 20 cartons in his cube. You heard? With like $300 in stamps. You heard? These niggas is bugging. So niggas is staying far away from these niggas, bro, because niggas know what time it was. You heard? Monday night rolled around. Monday came through. They found out niggas broke in the commissary. Niggas seen that hole in the ceiling and all of that. They went right to the room where the shit was. They tried to cover up the shit with some shit or something on the floor. I forgot what they did. Now I mean, niggas went right to them niggas' rooms like this. What the fuck is this? Everybody went down. You heard? This was the first time a nigga in my spot who had the joints. This was the first time in my life I ever saw detectives from the streets come in a jail and arrest a nigga. You understand? These niggas got arrested for burglary in jail, caught a new burglary charge, caught a new felony in jail, my nigga. You heard? I'm sitting in my cube minding my business. We in the back. All of us, the whole broke ass mob. We ain't had nothing to do with that shit. We knew better. You heard? We sitting in the back. I just see 2 niggas come through in the dorm with suits and shoes on and shit like that. I'm like, yo, who the fuck is that? Niggas come through. Niggas like this, flashing the badge. Yo, you under arrest for burglary in the 1st degree, blah, 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 blah. Niggas just reading down niggas just reading this nigga his rights in the dorm, my nigga. Threw the nigga in cuffs, took that nigga out the dorm, took that nigga to the local police station, my nigga. Charged that nigga with burglary. Word, so like 4 of them niggas got charged with burglary. Like, nigga in my dorm and like 3 of his mans, maybe 4 of his mans, I'm not sure. But niggas definitely caught burglary charges and caught new felonies in camps when they was about to go home. You heard? In a year or so, couple of years, niggas was bugging out, bro. Like I said, Camp Gabriel was different. I see dudes leaving comments, yo, I was in Camp Gabriel in 2003, 2004, and none of that shit was going down. Exactly, my nigga. It wasn't going down in 2003 and 2004. It wasn't going down then. But in 1995 and 1996, nigga, it was no holds barred in that motherfucker. You heard? They probably eventually got the drift and started getting the shit together. But back then, nah, nigga, that shit was new. That shit was new kids on the block. You heard? Dudes was out of control. But yeah, man, building 37. It was the worst building, but it was the most fun, you heard? It was the most fun. Shit was crazy. We had this one dude in our dorm. This nigga used to snore. Son, word to mother, nigga used to sleep next to me. This nigga used to snore so loud, my nigga. Nigga was keeping up the whole dorm. We in an outside clearance work dorm where we gotta be up at 6, 5 in the morning type status. This nigga motherfucking snoring like a motherfucking grizzly bear all night. Got the whole dorm tight, my nigga. Niggas is like, yo, niggas is ready to beat this nigga up and run him out the dorm. I'm like, nah, we can't do that to that nigga, man. Nigga got a snoring problem. And literally, son was scheduled already to go to Albany and have a surgery for this shit soon. You heard he was gonna have surgery in his nasal passage or whatever to stop son from snoring so crazy. Cause this nigga was keeping up the whole dorm, my nigga. Niggas was stressed, like, yo, son, I'ma bash this nigga in the face with a bar of soap and a sock, my nigga. Niggas like, yo, nah, chill, son. He was a fat Spanish nigga, you heard? Shit looking brazy out here. Y'all looking brazy out here in the Bronx. Helen Parkway shit is big. Niggas projects is big. Real talk. But yeah, you heard? This nigga was snoring like a wild mongoose, you heard? Niggas was like, yo, this nigga gotta get out this motherfucking dorm for a fact. Word, dudes was on edge, ready to pound son out, you heard? And son, and during the day, son was a mad cool dude, like everybody liked him. But when them lights turn out and he go to sleep, nigga, Dungeons and Dragons in that motherfucker, you heard? Niggas was like, yo, this nigga gotta go. During the day, he's like, nah, Poppy cool though, man. He a cool dude, man. I like son. Nigga go to sleep, start snoring. Nigga used to be like, niggas used to be like, nah, this nigga gotta go, son. Word to mother, son, I'ma smash this nigga out, my nigga. I gotta get up early in the morning, son. Real talk, my nigga. This nigga was the worst, you heard? When they packed that nigga up, they finally packed that nigga up and sent that nigga to Albany. Niggas was celebrating like, yeah, nigga, they got that fat nigga out of here, you heard? Word up, my nigga. This nigga was sounding like a motherfucking, this nigga was sounding like Puff the Magic Dragon every night, like, niggas like, yo, word to mother, son, this nigga cool, but he gonna have to get up out of here, son. Word to mother, niggas was dropping slips on that nigga like, yo, can y'all please get this dude out of here before the whole dorm jumps him, stabs him up and beats him up? Cause nobody could get no sleep with this nigga. Real talk, like, shit was crazy, bro. But yeah, Camp Gabriel was out of control, my nigga. And I did some dumb shit and ended up getting kicked out the fucking jail, man, know what I mean? And to this day, I regret that, real talk. Know what I mean? I kind of regret that to this day. Know what I mean? And I'm gonna tell y'all how it all went down, because it was some real stupid shit I did. You heard? I let my temper get the best of me, you heard? Y'all stay tuned so I can break it all down to the very last compound, you heard? I'm gonna tell you something else about Camp Gabriel that we was way before our time. Like, me and my bro Steve-O, like, we was so heavily into this hip-hop culture that we started some shit called the Hip Hop Coalition, you heard? And the whole Hip Hop Coalition was about protecting the art form from money-hungry motherfuckers that just want to rape and pillage it for bread, you heard? Like, bro, the way we saw shit was going 25 years ago, damn near, the way we saw shit was going, we was sitting in that jail writing manifestos. My nigga JDL from Cold Crush, he was in the jail with us, you heard? That was my bro. I used to be juicing that nigga for old school rap stories all day. He used to be tired of me. I'd be like, JDL, come on, my nigga, tell me about Jekyll and Hyde and them niggas back in 82. He used to be like, yo, come on, man. Come on, bro. I used to be dragging that nigga to the yard. Yo, come on, nigga, we going to the yard. Know what I mean? And you know, son was famous back in the 80s. Forget about it. Son was famous, JDL from Cold Crush. So he used to be like, nah, man. Nah, I mean, I don't want to go to the yard and shit because everybody want to come around me asking rap. I used to be like, come on, my nigga. Let's go to the yard. I'm going to keep these fan niggas and all of that off you. Know what I mean? Because everybody want to come around, son, asking son questions about the old school. Know what I mean? And I used to be like, nah, man. Leave my nigga alone. You heard? We out here chilling. My nigga JDL from the Cold Crush Brothers. Real facts. I used to be on that nigga back like a cheap suit all day to hear old school legendary hip hop stories. And me and my nigga Steve-O, we was just on some next level shit with hip hop in that jail. Like I said, we was in that jail writing manifestos, nigga, about how to protect the culture from culture vultures and shit like that. Way back in 1995 and 6, we was thinking about shit like that. And now today you can see the game is filled with a bunch of culture vultures, a bunch of fucking websites and blogs and vlogs that all they do is profit off of Black Death. You heard? And Black Misfortune. You heard? And that shit is disgusting. But me and my dude Steve-O from Uptown, you heard? We was in there starting the hip-hop coalition, my nigga. If I wouldn't have got sent out that jail, we'd have got it done. We was starting a hip-hop coalition where we was writing out rules and shit that, know what I mean, niggas had to follow in order to rep this hip-hop shit. You understand what I'm saying? This is when Biggie and Pac was going to war. You heard? And we saw how shit was getting deteriorated and how niggas was just in it to profit off of violence and money and beef between rappers. We saw all of that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what's going on to this day, nigga. Niggas is just making money off of rappers killing each other and reporting on it. That's why you don't hear me talking about none of that shit on my channel. This rapper got killed, that rapper got killed, because all of that shit is getting money off of black death and misfortune. And I'm not fucking with that, you heard? So shout out to my nigga Steve-O, bro. We was way before our time and we saw it coming, you heard? Pause. Y'all stay tuned, bro, because this shit is deeper than just jail stories. Now I mean, this shit is, now I mean, a history of New York City, hip hop, prison, now I mean, politics, political science, social studies, and all of that, bro. Now I mean, we different with this shit, and that's a fact. Camp Gabriel, this is what happened. It's the dumb shit that happened. Know what I mean? So boom. Like I told you, we on the outside cruise and all of that. Know what I mean? Sometimes we chopping wood and stacking wood, and sometimes we pruning trees. Know what I mean? Now I hated that pruning trees shit, cause like I said, we be having dudes doing that shit in Lake Placid in the freezing ass cold. You feel me? The snow, you be having your arms up, so the snow is always falling down. Going inside your sleeve and stuff like that, and it was just a real bad situation. So this particular day, our steady wasn't working. Like I told you, our steady was cool as a cucumber. Know what I mean? Son was a young nigga, he was cool. Like he was, know what I mean? That was the bro, you heard? But when we had a non-steady, he was always a dickhead. And sure enough, today, the nigga who would be our steady on the crew is the dickhead nigga that I never liked, that worked in the mess hall, that got the tattoo of the black baby with the noose around his neck. You heard? The nigga who I used to tell you be showing the shit off, rolling up his sleeve. He was gonna be the officer on our crew that day. So you already know I don't like him, he don't like me. So early in the morning, as soon as I see he was the dude working, I'm like, hate this nigga, like, you heard? We gotta work up under him, so boom, nigga takes us out. This is the first time son ever really was taking our crew out. Nigga takes us out. We go all the way out in Lake Placid somewhere. Nigga got us pruning trees. It's like 5 degrees outside. Brick. I'm like, yeah, man, this fuck boy taking us out today, it's gonna be whack. You heard? Nobody was, it was one of those, first of all, it was one of those type of mornings where dudes ain't really feel like doing nothing, man. You heard? Niggas don't feel like going out there 6 in the morning. Sometimes niggas don't be in the mood for that at all. You heard? Freezing cold, like that shit be regretful. So boom, nigga takes us out to Lake Placid. He got us pruning trees. Now check it. I was steady. That nigga lets us work until we get cold and can't take it no more, and then we go in the hut and get warm and then come back out and work again. You heard? This nigga, he like, yo, y'all gotta work till lunchtime. You heard? So basically he telling us we gotta work for like 3 hours straight before we could get a break. Nigga, it's fucking 3 degrees. You heard? Like, remember I told you how it was no jail that could compare to Comstock Yard? All right, that was true, but that's a yard. We wasn't in the yard in Camp Gabriel. We in the wilderness, you heard? Nigga, we in Lake Placid. Niggas done made movies, horror movies about Lake Placid. That's how cold it is out there, you heard? Bro, listen, we in the middle of the motherfucking forest. You know what I mean? It's nothing, there's no walls or gates or fences trying to keep the wind or the cold out a little bit. Nah, nigga, you in the elements, completely in the elements where most human beings ain't even coming, bro. We out there working. Ain't nobody out there hanging out because it's too cold. You feel what I'm saying? So now we tight. We like, nigga gotta work. We gotta work for 3 hours and all of that. So niggas is mad. So we used to have a trick where like if a CO that work out joint, he don't know no better. Like boom, niggas are only, they'll want, like say it's 10 men, like say it's 8 men on the crew, they'll only bring eight pruning saws, right? Boom, if you break one of those saws, it ain't nothing for you to do. So they gotta sit you on the bus, in the warm, cozy bus, you heard? So I'm like, yeah, nigga, it's a wrap. I'm breaking my motherfucking saw today. Now I mean, this nigga ain't gonna make me work for 3 hours. So first of all, like I told you, me and the nigga don't like each other. We already don't like each other. He know who I am from the jail. I hate the nigga, you heard? So the nigga got me in a section pruning trees. I'm tight. I'm like, yo, it's too cold for this bullshit. Snow falling down my sleeve. I'm like, yo, it's a wrap. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna break my saw right now. So I attached my shit to like a wild branch or something, and I pretended like my shit was stuck and was snagged. So I'm pulling this shit, like, yo, my shit's stuck. And I pull it mad hard to try to break the shit on purpose on the tree. I tried to, because these shits is easy to break, these pruning saws. So, now I mean, I'm trying to snag it on the tree, get it stuck so I can break it. So I pull it mad hard one good time to break the shit like, boom. Shit just snapped off the tree. The branch just snapped off the tree, flew off the tree and bust me dead in my face. Instead of the saw breaking, the branch just snapped off. Shit spun off and hit me dead in my mouth. My shit like, yo, what the fuck? Take my head off my shit leaking. I'm like this, my lip is busted. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man. So the nigga, the police, he saw all of that. He like this. He looking like, I don't give a fuck. So I was like, yo, I said, yo, officer. I'm like, yo, let me go on the bus and get the first aid kit. I split my shit open. You feel what I'm saying? He was like, nah, keep working. Go find something else to do. It's like, yo, that nigga knew what time it was. He knew that I was trying to break my saw. He was on some shit like, well, that's what you get. He was like, go find something else to do, but you're not going on that bus. So I'm like, yo, bro, listen. You can't refuse me medical attention, medical treatment. Like, my lip is split. My shit is leaking. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I caused it myself. Know what I mean? But my shit leaking. Let me go on the motherfucking bus and wash this shit out. He like, nah, you're not going on the bus. You're not going on the bus. I told the nigga, I said, yo, you know what, man? You a fucking bitch. Real talk. I'm like, you a fucking bitch, nigga. You a hater. Like, know what I mean? Word to my mother, I hate you, nigga. Word to my mother, like, yo, I don't even know why you work in our crew, nigga. You a bitch. Like, fucking hate you, man. Word to my moms. So the nigga was like, yo, you know what? He was like, yo, you know what? I'm tired of you, man. Go have a seat on the bus. You getting the fuck out this jail. So once a police on the outside crew in this jail, they tell you, go get on the bus, that's a wrap, nigga. That means they're gonna make a call to the office and tell them, we got a nigga in here that he gotta go. You understand what I'm saying? So once that nigga told me, yo, go sit on the bus, you getting out this jail. Oh, it was a wrap, my nigga. Know what I mean? I start thinking, I'm like, damn, this nigga gonna get me out the jail away from the team? This nigga gonna get me out the jail away from the unit, you heard? This nigga gonna get me away from the broke-ass mob? I ain't gonna be around the broke-ass mob? Now I'm tight, my nigga, because it ain't no turning back. Now the nigga is making a call, he radio in, he using his radio to call the main office and tell them niggas, know what I mean, he got a nigga for backup, you feel me? So now everybody tight. My mans, the broke-ass mob, all them niggas is tight. They like, yo, come on, son, you OD. Now this nigga gonna get you out the jail, man. Know what I mean? So now I'm super tight, my nigga. Now I start thinking about all of this shit. I'm like, damn, you feel me? I'm about to go to my parole board. These niggas kicking me out the jail like 2 months before I go to my motherfucking parole board. I'm like, niggas about to take me away from my sons, the broke-ass mob. I'm like, damn, nigga. I should have just held my fucking head and worked. You understand what I'm saying? But I was being a dickhead, you feel me? So I'm tight, my nigga. I'm so tight, I go back on the bus, I fall asleep for the next 2 hours. You feel me? While these niggas is working. So I wake up when these niggas come back on the bus. Know what I mean? My son Pointy, my son Dusty, all the niggas come back on the bus. They like, yo, son, this nigga really trying to get you out the fucking jail, my nigga? So I'm like, yo, I don't know. So now the police come on the bus and he sits down. Know what I mean? So we niggas is serving chow. Niggas is busting down the chow. Know what I mean? So this nigga, like, my son pointing him, it's like, yo, son, this nigga really gonna try to get you out the jail, son? I'm like, yeah, man, this nigga's a sucker, man. Word to mother. Like, now I mean, I'm talking to these niggas. So the nigga just turns around and say, hey, don't cry now. That's what you get. You want to run your mouth, this and that, this and that. Yo, my nigga, I just hit the fucking roof. I was like, what? Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. I called son all type of crackers, know what I mean? All type of motherfucking devil Hitlers, know what I mean? Motherfucking Ku Klux Klan. I called that nigga all type of shit, my nigga. I said, I'm like, nigga, you think I won't fucking tear your head off on this bus? Now, I don't know if son didn't understand what I meant by that, because I had a box cutter in my pocket. And like I said, I was so tight, because now, Nick, I was going to my board in 2 months. This nigga getting me out the jail. You getting me away from my team. You understand what I'm saying? Getting me, know what I mean? You fucking up my whole life right now. So I wasn't thinking rationally. I was like, yo, nigga, you think I won't fuck? So he was running his mouth still. I said, nigga, you think I won't tear your fucking head off? You think I won't tear your fucking head off on this bus? So we got jumpers on, like the outside crews. We wear, like, you know, snowsuits. You know what I mean? To keep you warm and shit, like, you know what I mean? Work snowsuits. So I got my orange box cutter. Like I told you, we all had orange box cutters, the fat ones and the skinny ones. The skinny ones we take on the outside crews during the day. Fat ones niggas keep on themselves in the jail. You feel what I'm saying? So boom. Know what I mean? I'm like, you think I won't fucking tear your head off on this bus? My nigga, I start reaching. I'm bugging out. I reach in my motherfucking jumper and pull out my motherfucking box cutter. He's driving the truck. He's driving the bus. So he can't really look back to see what's going on. He don't know. I'm reaching in my pocket trying to get my ratchet because the nigga got me so tight. I'm ready to blow the nigga head off. You understand what I'm saying? So my man's in them is like, son, you bugging, chill. These niggas literally had to dive on top of me, my nigga T and my nigga Point, and literally, niggas had to wrestle the hammer away from me and hold me and pin me down for the rest of the bus ride, my nigga. Me and this nigga arguing back and forth for the rest of the bus ride. I'm like, suck my dick. I'm like, you a bitch, motherfucker. I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you. Like, I was going crazy. Niggas was like, chill, son. Niggas gonna give you the wild, crazy ticket. Know what I mean? I'm like, yo, suck my dick. I said, you fucking crack, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I was losing my motherfucking head. You understand what I'm saying? So niggas took my hammer. My mans and them took my hammer and they stashed it on a bus somewhere where niggas will never find it. You understand what I'm saying? So this nigga tries to pull over and make an emergency phone call for them niggas to come out there and get me because I was wilding out on the bus. Like, yo, I fucking kill you, nigga. I fucking kill you. And I'm fucking tweaking. And niggas is wrestling me down, holding me down. The nigga start feeling like his safety was in jeopardy because you one police on an outside crew with a bunch of inmates. You feel what I'm saying? So if we was to happen to just be like, yo, you know what? Fuck this nigga, my nigga. We could murk that nigga on that bus. You understand what I'm saying? So the nigga pulls over. So this nigga pulls the bus over and he trying to radio in to have them niggas come to get me. Nobody picking up, nigga. We so far out into the woods, that shit ain't getting no service. That nigga doing anything to try to reach the base. Nobody's hitting back. You feel what I'm saying? We on the middle of a lonely road, nigga, with nothing but 8 inmates on the bus and a police. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that nigga started getting nervous and scared, my nigga. You feel me? So eventually I calmed down and chilled the fuck out before something crazy happened, like he flagged down a real police or something, you heard? But I was threatening that nigga and it was crazy. Niggas was holding me down, so he was getting a little scared, like, yo, damn, these niggas really gotta hold this nigga down, like he really trying to get at me while I'm driving the bus, you feel me? So, my nigga, like I said, niggas took my ratchet and stashed that shit on the bus so that niggas couldn't find it. When we pulled up in the jail, it was a fleet of police waiting for the bus, my nigga. Know what I mean? As soon as the bus pulled up, them niggas ran up on there, niggas cuffed me up. Them niggas took me out, niggas took me to the main office. Niggas was like, you getting out of here, nigga. Go pack his shit up. You understand what I'm saying? You out of here. I was fucking tight, my nigga. You heard? I was tight. I'm like, damn. I seen that bitch nigga that I hated from the package room. Know what I mean? And that nigga was laughing at me like, good for you. And all type of, know what I mean, saying all type of shit. He even said some other shit about my case that I'm not even gonna repeat. You understand what I'm saying? But he said some shit about my case that I wasn't feeling, and I really wanted to spit in son's whole grill. He knew better because he was standing away from me while he was saying it. Because I might have just spit in son's grill like, fuck it, I'm out of here anyway. Know what I mean? I don't know where. Y'all niggas already writing, that niggas already kicking me out the jail and giving me a tier 3. I would have just spit in that nigga face. You understand what I'm saying? But Them niggas got me out that jail, my nigga. I was pissed off. I had to lead a broke-ass mob. Know what I mean? Niggas was writing me like, yo, son, we all tight. You left, son. Word up. I was stressed the fuck out. You heard? But, know what I mean? Niggas sent me back to Franklin. You heard? Niggas sent me back to Franklin, my nigga. And I'm gonna tell you some real shit. When I came through the door in Franklin, my nigga, that shit I had left, I only was in Gabriel for maybe a year and a half, if that even. When I came back, nigga, Franklin was a completely different jail. The whole jail had flipped, and it was all type of new faces in that shit, and I ain't recognize hardly fucking nobody. You understand what I'm saying? And I was just amazed at how much in a matter of a year a jail could flip and turn into a whole different place. So now it was different faces, different characters, different bosses, you understand what I'm saying, and all type of wild shit. Know what I mean? And it was way different. You heard? Like, as soon as I came through the door, I found out some hidden secrets about some things that I ain't like about some niggas that I was fucking with. You heard? And it led into some other trials and tribulations, man. You feel me? But stay tuned. I'm gonna break it down. I already gave y'all some stories about both of my times in Franklin, but now I'm gonna tell you how it went down when I got kicked out of Gabriel and sent back to Franklin and had to start over from scratch in Franklin. Know what I mean? So y'all stay locked in, man. Know what I mean? More to come. You heard?
Casa 101.